Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing. There is little skinny mister and his underboss muddy black. They be lying up front and recording you in the back. From a hit the cash app to make the haters mad. Through your super chats, they would have stolen all you had. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Ha! Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Ha! Make sure you have expert timing. YouTube fighting. Hands and feet, fast as lightning. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Thank you. I'm sorry. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Tiger's Den. This is the voice of Cheryl, and I am Toothless Tiger. Sorry about the mute. Thank you guys for letting me know. As you all know and have been following me with my federal lawsuit for defamation and cyberbullying, stalking, and harassing, I had a very hard time getting this gentleman that's the defendant in the lawsuit served. I paid $267 to have him served, only to have the processor to go out to his home 3 different times, and he wouldn't answer the door. And then I served him via email, only to have the judge to tell me that he still was not properly served, and he couldn't tell me what to do. But he referred me to the law, and I then went back to the law and read it. And then I asked for permission for me to be able to serve this person through YouTube. And I let him know and sent plenty of pictures to show he's on YouTube all day, 3 and 4 times a day. And the judge gave me permission to do that. The judge also gave me until May the 12th, 2023, to have both he and YouTube served. I also read in that law that while I was serving YouTube and I paid $161 to have them served, I actually just threw away $161 because in law, when there's a corporation, you must serve an individual and not just the corporate entity. And that's what I had done. So I went back to the drawing board on YouTube. What I did with the individual who was dodging service, I went to a process server here in Dallas and I paid them $100 to serve him through YouTube, which he was served on the 6th, I believe it was, of April. But I also had went back to the court and asked permission to add his LLC and his Dadan channel. And the court gave me permission to do so. So I then had to serve him again with his company names on it. And I was successful in serving him on, I believe it's the 11th of April. And so he's been served, whether he claims he has or not. And as I shared with you guys before, he would say on his show, he's never received a letter or anything. He doesn't know what this crazy, and he called me all kind of defamatory names, and we know about those names, but he doesn't see what I'm talking about. And then I just started researching the numbers on the letters, and only to find out he was having his post office to hold the letters. And so, no, he wasn't receiving the letters because he was having the post office to hold them. I'm going to ask everyone, if you would, please, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. It really helps us. With this new algorithm, they want us to have engagement, and truly, we want to have engagement ourselves, because that's why we're here. We hope to, in some kind of way, for me, is to impact someone's life in a way that it has not been impacted. I want to help uplift fallen humanity and share my life experiences along the way. I also wanted to share my journey as I researched who were we before we were slaves. At least called slaves. Let me see. Let me cut that off. Okay, there we go. We have 19 individuals in the chat. We have 10 likes. If you guys would, please hit the like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps. Okay, and let me continue with my story. So, it's coming down to the wire. What I had to do is to get permission to put the person's name for YouTube on the lawsuit. I got permission, but I spelled the name wrong. So then I had to get permission to change the name to spell it correctly. Everything you do in court, you can't just do it. You have to ask permission, and you do that by way of motions and pleadings. And I am not an attorney. I do not give legal advice. I'm sharing my experience of what I'm having to do as a pro se litigant who presents myself before the court. You know, a lot of people say, I don't have money. I don't have money either. But they didn't find me broke enough where they waived my fees. I had to pay the $402 to file the suit. I have to pay for every letter that this individual have held at the post office. And 3 of the letters have now since been returned to me. So, you know, it's taxing, it's tiring, it's a lot of paper, it's a lot of ink, it's a lot of trying to make it downtown to the courthouse to get it filed and then get it mailed to both individuals. And YouTube has been receiving everything, but it was going to the wrong place. Well, I sent them their document, and I sent it April 7th. And so they had until May 7th to contact me. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started this journey, I shared with you how it works in federal court. You don't just serve a person like you would in state court through a petition, or original petition. What you have to do is file a complaint. And through that complaint, you're letting the person know that you're complaining, you filed a lawsuit, and this is how it goes. And then you have to send them a form. It's a waiver form. You have to send one where they can either waive service, meaning you don't have to serve them, or they can say no, they want to be served. And if they say no, they want to be served, then you have to then serve them the summons along with the complaint. So I'm down to the wire. I have to May 12th to make sure that YouTube gets served. And here we are, May 2nd, May 3rd. I hadn't heard anything from YouTube. So I was preparing to pay again because I paid $200 additional to make sure this gentleman was served, and he's been served. And then I had to, don't know what I was going to have to pay to serve YouTube. But Friday came, Friday, the 5th of May. And when Friday came, I got a doorbell ring. and it was a gentleman with the FedEx package. And in that FedEx package, it was a waiver from YouTube accepting the lawsuit. And they do not want me to serve them. I was so very excited about it. I really was. I have people coming at me. Now it's a whole different crowd. The majority of the people that came at me before, they were people that were doing it for this man that I'm in the suit with. I'm going to say the defendant. Now, the gentleman who said that he stood with me against cyberbullying has added himself into the fray. And he keeps making derogatory videos about me and calling me a scammer. He keeps saying that I wanted to just get a money bag, and I'm now trying to stop a black man from eating when he wanted to send a black man to prison, but I'm not the prosecutor. And so I ask you, Mr. Black, when are you going to file your papers charging your WWE tag team partner so that you can see him go to jail? Because that's what you wanted. You see, I don't care about any of what nobody wants. What I do is defend me at whatever it costs me. I hear a lot of people come in my little comments and make little snide remarks. Well, now, when you were sitting in there with other people, now it's you and it's bullying. It's not my fault because other people don't defend themselves against bullying. I'm not responsible for other people. I am a voice for the voiceless. I help people every day of my life. I really do. I advocate for people. And it works. Sometimes it does not. But make no mistake about it. I'm definitely going to advocate for me. That's what I do. And so because other people be in chats, we all in the same chats. Some of these people that's coming and saying this stupid stuff to me in my comments, they're still in that chat laughing as he talk about me, laughing as he talk about others. And some of those same ones that were die hard for him, some walked away from friendships with me to be loyal to him. He's now calling them so many disparaging and derogatory names. He's talking about the children and they're needing to be pimped out and they're abusing them sexually. And I see my TV is on again. Let me cut it off. Of course, it's not his channel. And like I said, on that night when it was his channel, YouTube didn't see that I did anything wrong. And I'm grateful for that. They flag my videos so much until, they all have to go through manual, actually. And so it gives it a day or two that takes away from the people that would look at the video. After so many days, people lose interest because most people here in this sector, they really like bull malarkey. They really like people being thrown down. They like families being disposed, or I should say exposed, not disposed, exposed. They like people's criminal records, and they want to know about how the children are being treated. They want to know if you're beating your wife or your husband, however it may go. They don't want to hear anything that will help them be better individuals. And that's not all people. It's just the majority. I'm told they just don't like me. That's fine and well. They don't know me. And so they don't have to like me. I learned at a very early age, what you think of me is none of my business. As long as I do right by you and not allow you to do wrong by me, then we're okay. And if we never speak, you never come in the chat, you never leave a comment, it's fine. There are a few good people that want to hear what I have to say. There are a few of you that are being bullied right now and are afraid to speak out. Don't feel bad. I am a voice for the voiceless. That's one thing I was given, the ability to speak and the ability to think and to write it down. I was given that ability from my creator. My mom, my dad gave me that. So I use it wisely. But let's go to my good news. I was so excited about it. I wanted to share it because it doesn't reveal anything private. Here we go. Let me just share this. Okay, it says waiver of service of summons to Cheryl Jernigan. And my address and stuff have already been doxed. So there it is again. It says, I acknowledge receipt of your request that I waive service of a summons in the action stated above, which was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas. I have also received a copy of the complaint in the action, 2 copies of the instrument, and a means by which I can return the signed waiver to you without cost to me. I agree to save the cost of service of summons and additional copy of the complaint in this lawsuit by not requiring that I or the entity or whose behalf I am acting be served with judicial process in the manner provided by Rule 4. And it goes on and says, will retain all defense or objectives to the lawsuit or to the jurisdiction or venue of the court, except for objections based on a defect in the summons or in the service of the summons. I understand that a judgment may be entered against me or the party on whose behalf I am acting if an answer or motion under Rule 12 is not served upon you within 60 days after the date the request was sent, which was April 7, 2023, or within 90 days after the date if the request was sent outside of the United States. And this was May 4th, 2023, and this is the signature of the lawyers, and this is counsel for Google LLC, DBA, YouTube, and then it says YouTube is not a DBA of Google LLC. So there you have it. Google took the summons, or the complaint, I should say, serious. So just because someone is on YouTube taking your money in the name of I'm fake and I'm lying and I'm cheating and I'm scamming, it is not true. You don't ever have to follow me. You don't ever have to look at me. You don't ever have to listen to me. But you should ask yourself some questions. If what happened to me could happen to me, could it be me that's next? Could it be? As I stated before, I remember when Tanae told me back when she thought it was going to be brown-skinned lady. Unfortunately, it was me. But it came around to brown-skinned lady. And what's so amazing about this stuff is that all of these people talked about me. Oh, I'm the worst person in the world. Who would talk to a woman that would record somebody and not let them know? But everybody that's fighting amongst each other now are all recording each other. Isn't that amazing? So much so that Skinny Mister said that he records everybody. And he always have. Well, if that's true, Skinny Mister, and you like to look at my live streams, I don't know if you're streaming me or not. I'm not going to even spend my time worrying about it. But I am going to pose a question for you. Since you say that I'm lying about you asking me, to be your manager on June 10th, 2022, why don't you just play the recording of our conversation? Since you record everybody, why don't you play the recording and let your people hear what great liar I am? Since you all say I'm so messy, I don't know how I got to be messy. Does it matter? Play that recording. Then I want you to play the recording when you wanted me to hook you up with Dr. Umar. You know how you begged me to get him for you? Play that recording. They don't have to hear what I say was said. They need to hear what I said as I said it. You said you record conversations. So you should be able to produce those conversations. And your people should demand, since you are a receipts guy, you are the #1 receipt guy. You don't mess with anybody unless they do something to you first. And you all have made this situation of what you're doing with all of the people that you distance yourself from, you all have made it all about brown skinned lady. And trust me, brown skinned lady is not one of my favorite people. As a matter of fact, I no longer like her at all. But what I can say about her, what she's saying makes so much sense that you people won't even hear what she's saying. And that's because I know the majority of you don't want to hear. It's the herd mentality. I understand that. But at some point, with all the things that's going on in the world today, we got to start listening to ourselves. We got to quit listening to someone that we think is a leader. We should lead ourselves. That happened yesterday in the city of Dallas. I believe it was yesterday. Could have been today. But it was a shooting. And I believe 9 people lost their lives at a place. It's an outlet mall. It's called a Premier Mall. And they have a lot of the name brand stores at that mall. And this young man, or whoever he was, shot 9 people. And they died. And then I believe 7 are in the hospital in serious condition. There was another shooting the day before in a Walmart, and 5 people were shot dead. You know, a lot of people are saying a lot of these problems are happening to people because of what went on for 2 years with the illness that they said we had, and people were forced to stay in their homes. I don't know if that's the problem or not, because I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm not a psychologist, not a doctor of medicine of any sort. But I am human, and I've lived 64 years, and I know that we have gone through some tumultuous times, very bad times, and people cope however they cope. Some people have a very hard time coping, and so you may have these kind of things going on, such as what happens with this YouTube. You know, you all say that you all are adults, and you all say that you really are integral people, and you say you believe in something greater than yourself. Most of you profess that you're Christians, but your attitude and your actions doesn't show it, because you all give and give and give at the detriment and the pain of someone else. And then you say that it's okay. The roasting is different. If you all both are laughing and talking about each other, that's what roasting is. And for you people to come into my chat and say that I supported people that did this, that, and the other when they also roasted, which is why I was there, I think that's asinine. And that's people not wanting to take responsibility or call people out. And then this Mundo wants me to be the call out moral police. Well, I would start with calling you out, Mundo. You is who I would call out. For your morality makes no sense. For you stated that you and that man, Skinny Mister, could never be friendly or talk, because he sent all of these people after you. All of these people that you say you wrecked them and you tore them down, but the only thing you did was talked about their family and the things that happened in their past, which was none of our business, and none of those guys came on here telling us their business. You said you had an organization that was against the bullying, but what they did was gave you the ammunition to bully everybody you chose to bully. And you may find out stuff about people in my family. You don't have anything to find out about me. You can make anything you want to be a story because you do that well. You know, I love the way you use your voice. You know, I've told you that several times. Your dishonesty, I've never liked. And I've told you that too. I've never got on here and made a disparaging video about you. I never called you all the things you've called me, although you are a part of the scam. And you call me a scammer. Now you're saying I bought numbers when it was your Google email that we saw you with the company that you buy your numbers from. I've never bought a number in my life. Never will. As a matter of fact, I keep losing individuals. I'm the only person in this sector that lose individuals while everybody else is gaining. This man that called himself Dadan, he's actually gained, he wants me to believe, 40,000 people on a channel that he doesn't be on, that he sits on another channel and talks about me and my dead relatives as if we are trash. We are nothing. We are not human, and my family don't have feelings. Talked about my son, called him everything he could derogatory. He know us not. But what he do know is my son was willing to speak with him. And that's on his recording if he has it. He said he records people. It was incognizable when they all said that I did it. Oh, that was the worst thing you could ever do. No, who would trust a woman that records? He admits recording everybody, and everybody makes him a hero. I think I'm trying to get some people with no decency to have some. And that's not all people. I'm only talking to the ones that the shoe fit. Because that shoe fits somebody. And it doesn't matter about how many people is in my chat. What matters is when you're in my chat, you feel welcome and you feel engaged and you participate in the conversation. I came here with nobody in my chat. And now, look, I have 28 people in my chat. That's a beautiful thing, and I thank you all very much. Thank you very much. I know when we get the big numbers, the people are only coming for the bull and the boo-ha-ha. And when he streams my stuff to keep the people from coming, that's what he does. That's what he does. And I can't do anything about that. I heard that he said he paid someone to clap someone's channel. I don't know how that's within the guidelines of YouTube. But hey, they do what they do, and that's why they're named in my lawsuit as well, because we'll have those discussions. I need to understand how this stuff really works, because I didn't come here for the mess that I'm involved in. I didn't come here to be bullied. I didn't come here to be stalked. I didn't come here for men who can't even speak English correctly without having an impairment to talk about me and my family. I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here to roast anybody. I didn't come here for that. I stated very clearly why I was here. And when I supported these different individuals, they asked me on their stage, and I obliged. I got people on here talking about me and having financial troubles and where was I when I was ooh, 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 ooh. I've never been a ooh, 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 ooh. That was the opposite. Your Mr. Skinny, Mr. And invited Toothless up when he needed some support. You see, he used the audience. He doesn't use them in their favor. He used them to their detriment and in his favor. And he gains financially from you being in his audience and for him attacking you. But everybody says, no, that's not Skinny. Everybody knows that he doesn't do stuff like that. Well, that's a lie. And you all know it. And now that you're getting beat down with words like he was doing me, oh, now you all feel it. And now we don't want to discuss it. And then we don't want to talk about it. And certainly we don't want to admit to everything we did and said to Toothless was wrong. I got an apology, true that. But we all know that they did not take responsibility for all of the horrible things they said and did. But that's okay, because Skinny's giving it to them. Anytime he accused you of molesting your child, that's really bad. You see, he accused me of being a child predator. That's really bad. That's how we got a defamation lawsuit. And then this other person, Mundo, who pretends he wants him in prison. And after he found out that my case is a civil case and not criminal, then I became a money grab and of no use to him. And then he decided to take my campaign of not me, no bullying, no stalking, no harassing of anyone, but I'm fighting for me. He decided to take that and make it a movement for him and knock me out of my campaign. He's going to go get two women that he bullied, that he doxed. They did the same with him. And now they're going to be the face of stop bullying. It's enough of us content creators where we all could be the face of stop bullying. It's millions of people on the internet. It's not just about me, but I'm fighting for me. You see, I didn't go to him and ask him for anything. I didn't go to anyone and ask anyone for anything but two men. I went to two men. And I went to three when I told my nephew, don't look at it, don't worry about it. I told my son, you already warned me about this? Don't look at it. My son said, Mama, do what you do and get this behind you. And when he said that, then his mother heart was good. You see, I live with congestive heart failure. I was born with a 3rd-degree heart block, but I am well. I am well within myself, and I am grateful for my son. But I asked Gil Sr. if he would speak to his son, to speak to this person who was degrading me on YouTube for nothing. And he did that for me. And I asked Uncle Shug to please stay out of it, because I didn't even know what he was going through personally with his family. I just knew he was getting some opportunities to do some things that he hadn't had the opportunity to do. And I didn't want him, which I believe 100% wholeheartedly, that he would have been there had I asked. I believe he would have came in had I not told him, please don't get involved. I just believe that about him. Anybody want to believe different? You have your right to believe. I don't question your belief. And you can question mine, but it doesn't mean anything to anybody but you. I had no idea that these people were all about money, not about making an honest living, because that's what we do here on YouTube if you have the right intent. This is another stream of income, and we want to make the best out of it. And then, people say, well, you say that this is something you would do for free, and I will. But why should I, when I have the opportunity to make money? You see, we think so off the wall. We don't use our heads. We don't think building, we think destroying. And we shouldn't destroy each other. We should not do that. This man does not have an attorney. He's talking real crazy. He's returned letters. And you guys, they want me to be responsible for it. Why aren't any of you calling him out? Mundo, why aren't you calling him out? My dear Black, why aren't you calling him out? You guys are WWE tag team partners. You don't have a problem with doing what you're doing to me. You don't have a problem at all. Why don't you call him out, sir? I'd like to know. And writing that I'm a scammer, that is liable under the defamation statute. So do understand that. Just like you and the tooth that's missing. Hello, DL. I don't know if I even acknowledged everybody. I think I just came on so excited. I just came on talking. I just want to acknowledge you guys and say thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Madria, Laura, Sim said so. So Alicia, Brix, Asatur. I'm going down. Lazy Bone. Allison. Sneaky Pete. Let me see if I see anybody else. And of course, hey, Tariq and DL. Please, guys, remember to hit the like button. Wilma Flagstaff. Wilma. Did I say you, Wilma? Okay, so like I said before, this young man, you know, he's a liar. No one calls him out on his lies, but he tell people, go over there and tell that lady she's lying about me. And I'm flagging this lady, and I'm flagging this lady, and I'm flagging this lady. And, yep, he flags me. He flags me. Hi, Michael. But the good thing about him flagging me is I have to get YouTube to take a look at every one of my videos. And they have to do it manually. And there's only a couple that they did not let go through. But they look at my videos and see that I've done nothing to violate the community guidelines. All of this false flagging that this young man is doing. And they're both doing it because they instruct their chats to do it. You know, I've never seen anything like this because I didn't know YouTube was like this. When I go and look at people, I do not do anything but look at their videos. I'm only started typing in chats because I was meeting people as a content creator in this sector. I never really even wrote in them. I would hit the like and maybe comment once the video went off. But it's amazing how these people play games and then they tell their chats to go and unsubscribe from you, and then they tell their chats to don't subscribe to you if they haven't, and then they tell their chats to flag you, take pictures of what people say in the chat, as if this is not America and we don't have the freedom to speak. That was one of my issues. These people didn't want me to have a voice to speak, but they could say whatever they wanted to say about me. That is, of course, my reminder for my eye drop. So give me a moment and let me debut my second new song while I do my eye drop. Here we go. Hey, you know, there's a whole lot of bullying going on YouTube. You know, a lot of screenshotting and stalking and harassing. There was this guy named Mundo. He used to say he stood with me against bullying until he decided to take my campaign and turn it into a movement for We Stand and two other women that he and the WWE tag team partner that he shares used to bully. I said, no, thank you. And I walked away. But while I was there, I noticed he'd find out information against people that he say he was against. And the next thing we know, we heard all of this stuff about their families. They call it something. What is it? Doxing? Oh, beep, 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 beep. No doxing, Mundo. Beep, beep. No doxing on YouTube. Beep, 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 beep. No doxing, Mundo. Beep, 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 beep. No doxing on YouTube. Beep, 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 beep. It seems like you want to really be a part of something great. If you want to be a part of the lawsuit, have your attorney to contact me. I present myself. Or just wait until I decide to add you to the suit. You can do it however you choose. But just remember, LexisNexis is not affiliated with YouTube. And you didn't get it from just anywhere. So it's going to be interesting with you and the organization as you explain all of this doxing. Beep, 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 beep. That's my new debut. I think this person wants to be a part of something great. And he just keeps talking about my beatboxing and beating on the desk. He even had a song that he made. His, I think, was no scamming. You wouldn't think a person would make that song about themselves. Michael said the most moronic logic has become the gospel. That is so true. I don't know who James Thomas is, or Thomas James. Yeah, that's a good one. And we have no problem playing any of my songs. If you'd like to give, you can donate. We have no problem. You see, there is a problem with these people on YouTube. It's really sad. They say they help you. They befriend you and say they want to help you build your channel. But what they're actually doing is getting to know you as a person, and you're letting your guard down and you're talking to them and you think that they're talking to you and you all sharing a human experience. But in all honesty, they're gathering information about you. And then they go and look at your Facebook page and they get all the copies of your pictures because they know their intent. My dad used to teach us girls when we were younger that a man knows his intention with a woman from the moment he look at her. So it doesn't matter how you dress and how you wear your hair and how you match down to the nines. If a man's intent is not to go any further than whatever it is, then you can do all of that and you're still going to get whatever you get. I had no clue that that's how these people operate here on YouTube. They don't have any intent on helping you growing your page. They are gathering information, so the moment you get monetized and they feel that you're getting any kind of momentum and any type of support organically, then what they do is they start flagging you. That's for my second drop, so give me a moment and let me do my second drop, and I'll play my other new song that I opened up with. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing. There is little skinny mister and his underboss muddy black. They be lying up front and recording you in the back. From a hit the cash app to make the haters mad. Through your super chats, they would have stolen all you had. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Ha! Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Ha! Make sure you have expert timing. YouTube fighting. Hands and feet, fast as lightning. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. Now I've gotten that out of the way for the night. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, thank you. Tariq, you are a dog. Thank you so very much. So Alicia says, I keep running into the same thing over and over again. You think I'd learned by now. So Alicia, no, we all do. I mean, really, we don't know until we know. My son warned me about how people do on YouTube. He really did. And I thought for real that, it wouldn't happen to me because I wasn't doing what these people were doing. And I wasn't engaging in that type of activity. But you can't even support people because we all met supporting someone that was roasting their friends. And so I thought that we all could, just support one another. But it can't be done. It really can't. But nobody is going to stop me from doing my show. They have these rumors I can't go anywhere on YouTube. There are some places I don't want to go on YouTube. And, I have sat and listened to them laugh and talk about each other and show the docs and stuff. I've seen all of that. I've even told some information because I know with the, what is that guy? StraightTalk name. When Armando doxed him, of course, I didn't realize that was doxing, but I know that's what it is now. But when he told him, and then the next day, this man came up with my home and my Mercedes that he loved to talk about on YouTube that I pay for every month. It was amazing to me. So I looked him up from the name that Armando gave me, and I found him through a system that I paid for. And Armando wanted the information, and I told him, no, you can pay for that same system because I'm not in the business of doing that. The Southern Gotti, I looked her up myself. You see, some things that I'm going to do innately. I am an investigator. That's what I do. That's what got me in odds, I guess, with Skinny Mister. It was my innate instinct to investigate the article that he put up about Sister T. That just didn't make sense, and it didn't sound right to me. It just did not. But I thought that they were trying to set him up. I had no idea that he and Tag Team Mundo, that's what they do. And you know that's what they do because they never really lost communication with each other. All the while, Mundo said he was standing for me and standing against bullies, and he could never talk to this man again. Well, that's not true. On Saturday, November the 19th, at 8:45, I didn't get all the conversation. I just see one of them said, "You mad?" And then Skinny Mister says, "See how I can joke with you and don't get personal? You can't do that." This nigga said, "OJ." And then he sent another text and said, "Tell Toothless, I just sent all my copyright claims to YouTube. She got till Tuesday to erase everything Matt K and Southern Gotti ever made on her platform, including profile, or her channel will disappear, including Money Drop. Have a good," and that was that. So this shows you that this person has a habit of sending people to help you, gathering your information, pretending that they want to help you, but then what they end up doing is clapping your channel. Then back in September 22nd, this is where Armando had sent him. Now this is before Red October, remember. And he's supposed to have all this information on Skinny Mister, but he did not divulge it. He said he was going to divulge it in March, but he did not divulge it. Let's remember that. But September, he said, "Damn, bruh, you speaking on my subs now? Wow." And we know he loved to say wow. Why would someone with 50,000 subs be pocket watching someone with only 3,000 subs? Damn, bro. And then Skinny Mister said, "You are a hilarious dude, Chat Disruptor. You do know you admitted to doing dirt too. Just come back home. You know you got more money with me." This is the kind of stuff that they do. And this is the kind of stuff that people are scared to call out. This is the kind of stuff that brown skinned lady is speaking of. Although when she knew that I'd done nothing to her, she took out an all-out war against me, calling me all kind of derogatory names. Knowing that I did not do that, I actually went and contacted somebody who knows about HBCUs. Here I go again with my investigating self. They were going to milk the people for money. I had no idea that's what they were doing. I thought, and I know that they didn't know if she would lose her money, because I know Queen Regina said she didn't know the HBCU. She said if she knew. She didn't say she knew. So I knew it was nothing that she could do to them, but just in case, I asked someone who knew. And I got the answer that I sought, and I contacted Brown Skin Lady to let her know she had nothing to worry about. No one can take her daughter's scholarship. it's based on her daughter's merit. Then the next thing I know that they are all saying, I talk about people's children. What? What are you people talking about? It's so very easy to get caught up. It's so very easy. You really have to be an adult. And we're not viewed as adults. We're not in this society. We're actually the lowest on the totem pole. And we can tell by the way we're treated and by the way that we treat each other. We treat each other like we do because of a system that is in place. And if we're not trying to learn anything different than our parents knew and their parents before them and their parents before them, I'm afraid that our generations after us are going to end up in those wild stories that they've told and don't want told today. They're going to end up in those conditions. We already see AI putting hundreds of thousands of people out of work. Who do you think most of those people are that are out of work? They're people that look like you and I. It's people of all ethnicities. But we are already the lowest on the totem pole. So to expect for us to do anything but rocket the numbers on the negative, that's all we've ever done. But we don't have to live like that. It's called reading. It's fundamental. And now you really don't have to go and do the, book and martyr libraries. You can go to the library right here on this little thing that we call a cell phone. It's a computer. And you can actually go to your computer and ask the question. And I guarantee you, it will give you an answer. Maybe not the first try because maybe you didn't ask the right question. But if you continue to just mix it up and try to get as close as you can to what you're trying to get, you will get the answer that you seek. But I have been wooed, talked about, laughed at, ridiculed, humiliated, embarrassed, everything, intimidated, threatened. I've had all of that to happen to me overnight because one man decided that he would make me his enemy. And that is so very sad. And then these people listen to this man knowing he's lying, but the lie is not on them. So they don't mind him lying on other people. And then they want to come to the person that's being victimized and victimize you again by calling you a professional victim or the most unluckiest person in the world. Now, this happens every day. And it's probably happening to a lot of people that's afraid to speak up for themselves. They're even afraid to come and speak in an area or an arena where somebody is willing to speak for them. I can't tell your story if I don't know your story. And there are many of people, I've seen other sectors that I went to start visiting just to see what was going on YouTube. And it's horrible. It's frightening. The games that these people are willing to play. And they're doing a lot of playing too. They call them skits. And then they meet up and pretend that they're fighting. And some people actually meet up and fight. But that's very detrimental to our children. And we say that they are our future. But it doesn't look like we put a lot of stock in our children's future. I seen something that Tupac said. Hi, FRW, on Instagram. And he talked about how we say the children are our future. But when his mom was on crack and his dad was away, none of the people in their village took care of him but one man. but we say it's about the children. If we don't consider the children in our struggle, I seen Charleston White talk about children are not monsters. He talked about a little fella that he knew that had killed the girl next door to where he lived. He lived in a home with his dad and with his mom. But what had happened was his dad was a military guy, and he treated him as if he was in the military. And his dad abused him a lot and beat him a lot. And his dad would promise him things but never come through. And he was playing outside with this girl, Ball, and her phone rang. And back then, as he said, we didn't have, the cell phones and everything. So the little fella didn't hear the phone ring. But he had got in trouble. And his dad had told him he was going to get it when he got home. And so he was already anxious and upset about what was going on with the idea of getting a beating, because he knew how cruel those beatings were. And he said he went to call this girl and said if he dialed her number and that phone rings, because back then we didn't have the three-way and the call waiting, then I'm going to kill her. And he said that the young woman answered the telephone, and the little boy went and talked her into coming to his house. And he got a knife and he stabbed her 93 times. And as he stabbed her, he talked about all of the different things that he had gone through with his dad and his disappointments. So what he was saying is there are no monster children. If you look at a child with problems, and especially if they're violent and angry, you can look at their home life. You can bet for sure that there is some violence and anger in that home. I have to agree with him. We got to do better, parents. We can't just say this child is no good and I'm just going to put them away, because we fashioned their lives. We either allowed them or gave them too much, or we didn't give them enough attention. And Dr. Frances Cress Wilson speaks on lap time, the time that we have children, that they are bonding with us. They need that lap time with mama. They need to feel secure. That's where their esteem comes from. And I know many people don't care and don't want to hear about these type things. They say they're on here for entertainment. I know that's a lie, because it is not entertainment to hear that a man supposedly violated his child. There's no entertainment about that at all. There's no entertainment in hearing a lady needs a pimp for her daughter that's in high school. There's nothing entertainment about that. But yet that's where the crowd goes. Anyway, there is mess, but I'm called the messiest woman on YouTube. So I guess my mess is not the proper mess, because my mess is asking you to take accountability for who we are and to become an army of one, working toward the same goal to make it right for the children that we one day are going to leave behind. Some of our children are not going to make it to adulthood. We see it happening every day. Some of them they're not going to make it. Some of these very people that have disrespected me in such a way that you can only grab your pearls. Some of these young adults are not going to make it to 64 years old. They're not. And it all has to do with who you are up here. I don't know if any of these children were ever taught that, your attitude will take you anywhere you want to go, or it will stop you from going where you want to go. It's how you view things. A lot of people don't understand that. But that's what it is. It's not what you put in you that defiles you. It is written, it's what comes out of you. For when you speak from what? The heart, how you really think and how you really feel. And then a lot of people think once they say things that it can be unheard. But once it is spoken, and if you're talking to a person that can hear, it can never be unheard. And oftentimes it will be replayed in the mind of the person that you're speaking on. So you really have to be mindful with your words. We have living cells, living skin. We are living beings. Although we're not treated that way, we got to treat ourselves that way. Solomon said there's no end to writing books. And to be real honest, there isn't, because you could think of a subject and write on it tonight. There's no end. Anything we can do to help somebody be better than they were a moment ago is a plus. A lot of people don't understand that dynamic. Or a lot of people don't want to be accountable and responsible for themselves and their actions. As I stated, this young man, his letters were returned to sender. But he's telling his crowd, this lady has never sent me anything. She's lying. Y'all should go and stop her from lying. And here it is on the envelope. Return to sender. And I believe that says not deliverable. As addressed. Unable to forward. And the address is the correct address. So all I did was just took this number and looked that number up. And what it told me is it was being held at the post office at the customer's request. The customer requested that the post office not deliver that to their home. And they have to do that so many times before then they'll return it back to the sender. And that's what happened. And this is the green card that's still attached to the letter. But no one would go and ask that person why they lie. No one would do that. But they instruct their chats to go and question people and hold people accountable. I asked Mundo, who is the family? What, when, where, why, and how did I dox your family? Since you put that on your community wall, that is a blatant lie. And instead of him responding with answers, he doesn't want to be a part of my scams. I don't know what scams he's speaking of. I don't have any scams. But he doesn't want to answer the truth either. I have to do one at a time. And then they love to laugh and talk about what we can get in our chat. Give me some devoted people that are here for me, and I am happy. Here's another letter that was returned. Cost me $8.37. It doesn't matter that it cost me money to this individual. I guess he feel he'll cost me money like he believe I'm costing him money. But they are the receipt people. They come with receipts that they make up. You can make up receipts. This letter, returned to sender, unclaimed, unable to forward. $8.61. And unfortunately, he has done that with all of the letters. He's left them at the post office. Okay. Bree said, the channels you watch are your choice. There are so many good sections to learn from and motivate folks. But no, some love the messy sectors. Yet, the financial gain is so much more on the other side. And I think that's what's so sad, that we as a people don't understand that. We think we have to tear each other down in order for it to be meaningful. But we don't have to do that. And we don't understand that we don't have to do that. It's unbelievable. One moment. Okay. So, when you read, when you do all you've done, all you can do is stand in what you've done. And that's what I do. I do what I can do, and I stand. until it's time to do something else. One thing about the court system, justice, the wheels move slow sometimes. And we're just in the beginning stages. It's just taken me this long to get the people served. So we haven't even gotten the schedule and how it works. That happens once the individuals are served, and then once the people respond. So Alicia says, we often hurt our own feelings by thinking we mean more to people than we really do. Yeah, that's so very true. Yeah, that's so very true. So Alicia. But I would really, really, really like to ask individuals who really say that they really not for the mess, but they just like a little entertainment, and saw what happened to me, and they all decided to go with the man of the hour. Just ask him to play the video, the audio of our conversation. Play the audio of our conversations. Because he taped the conversation of Travis and TY. And actually, to me, he did that in my way of thinking to throw Travis under the bus, because he didn't like Travis being over there with brown skinned lady and TY. And I'm not defending anybody, but I see exactly how they're doing it and how it goes. His playbook is the same. It started back with Unbreakable Kicks. Started back with him. Same playbook. It's kind of just like, how to commit the perfect murder. You first have to introduce somebody different. Well, the person who accuses you, you got to discredit them first. And then you introduce somebody else into the picture. And it takes it off of you, when you do that. And it's just beeping because I didn't open it up before. Sometimes I think these phones have a mind of their own. I really do. Yeah. But I say, why don't anybody use logic on YouTube? I know you guys claim that this is just entertainment. I know y'all claim that. But you all got to have more sense than just entertainment. When you hear some things that you hear, when it leaves the entertainment realm and it goes into the dark places. You know that. Yeah, you all know that. I don't understand how you all don't ask the questions. I think I really do understand, because I've spoken with several people, as you guys call it, behind the scenes, and they feel all of what everybody is saying behind the backs of these people. But they don't want to be the next one doxxed. And what they don't understand is you don't have to do anything to these people to be the next one. What they weigh and look at is how you fit into the picture. If you're liked by the crowd, then they test their crowd to see if the crowd will have a problem if they talk about you. And if the crowd does not seem to have a problem, then you become the next person in line. You see, it's not because you betrayed anyone's trust. As these people who show no trust to anybody, no loyalty to nothing, tell you that you're disloyal and you're not trustworthy, and they haven't proven or shown you any loyalty or any trust. All of the giveaways that they used to brag on giving away, we haven't heard any giveaways lately. And you can't say anything about it, because then he'll just sit over there and call me all kind of fat, hunchback, bitchs and hoes, as if that really is true. It really shows who he is as a human. And I guess, as Queen Regina did when she did that show about him, the veteran against the convict, you know, I didn't understand what and why she was doing and saying the things she was doing and saying. I didn't understand it. Now I understand the dynamics of what goes on in the penitentiary and how that works. You know, he called me a glorified pen pal. Never been one of those. And then he's wanting to play off the information that this young man has just made public. But I'm going to tell you, when that young man read that letter of him trying to get moved closer, he knows that's true. He knows it's true. I've never seen the letter, but I've helped inmates. He knows it's true. Now, I don't know how the guy obtained the information. I would say that he got it under the Freedom of Information Act. And if anyone want to pay for copies of someone's record, I don't know if they released that or not, but that's what I would say. I don't know how he got it. It's not even important to me how he got it. He offered the man not to even discuss it. But this young man finds, well, he's not a man. I explained this to you guys back a while about the male and the boy and the woman and the female and the girl, and how in a system of white supremacy racism, there can only be one man and one woman, and that's why they view us as gals and boys and males and females. These individuals here on YouTube and the things that they do, I don't really know where they are. All of these people are 50 and below, but they're over 25. It's hard to believe that these people are so disrespectful and have no care for women and children. They don't have any care. And everybody wants to expose something on somebody. Where is that roasting? I just want to know, where is that roasting? I don't see a roast in exposing stuff that happened to people in real life. This is, they say, the metaverse. It's not real, but everything they want to talk about is real to somebody, and it's painful to somebody. Not the roasting. And then I don't get, these people always say, keep my name out your mouth. I don't think if it's negative, you should say that, because that's free publicity. But you know, people go with who they want. It doesn't matter who say your name or who doesn't say your name. People follow who they want for whatever reason they follow them. I'm grateful that it is more people that look at my videos than it appears, but I'm so very grateful for the ones that are here and that choose to engage. And if you guys have any questions or want to say anything, then please let me know. Because one thing I love about this chat, usually we're laughing and engaging in conversation. Bree said, stuck in the sticky mess. Kids' educational system is TikTok today. Like, seriously. And you're right about it. You're right about it. So Alicia said BRB. With the heart. I'm pretty much one moment at the spot where I have shared everything I have to share. I'm dropping the link for Asatur. I'm grateful that YouTube responded and I don't have to have them served. That really made me feel good. And so they get actually another 30 days before they have to answer me. And I'm, excited about that. There's so many things that go on here on YouTube that I think if they had knowledge of a lot of this stuff that's going on, perhaps some things can change. I don't know. Yeah, it's there. Bree says, sometimes I think many in the dark sectors are chasing the bag to support their addictions. Their talks seem like they are high on something. Okay, I could agree with that. Okay. I agree with that 100, Bree. A lot of what these people say, it seems like they are truly true. And maybe that's why it's all about money for them. They can never get enough. It seems like, no matter how good people are to them. And then they say that they care about people that support them, but they really don't. I would like for somebody in the chat, the first person in the chat that's a member, or anybody that's just in the chat. Here is Asatur. Let me bring him aboard. Hello, Asatur.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you very good.
I have made my triumphant return. No, I see Alicia say be right back, so I wanted to come up here before she came back. So
okay.
She can miss what I have to say. Nah, okay. I'm just messing with her. How are you? How's everything?
I'm doing fantastic, as kind of, I don't know, tired. Can't wait to Phyllis get back.
It feels like it's the first time I'm up here. It's been so long.
It has been a while, but we
You would
know
think
why.
we would think things got better, but unfortunately, they didn't.
Yes.
It's gotten worse. So, like, for example, the things that was said about my kids, they seem trivial now compared to what's been said. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I
Yes.
almost feel, as crazy as it sounds, I feel fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know
what
what
I
I mean?
was saying. I agree.
So apparently, the closer you are to the person we're talking about, the brutal he is with you when things don't go his way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm seeing, right?
Yes.
The people closest to him, when a quote unquote the breakup happens, or let me give what Miss Eve. I'll give Miss Eve credit. She came up with this. I've never heard anyone else say this. Mad Day. She likes to talk about Mad Day. Mad Day is defined by her is the day you have a disagreement with someone, right? A falling out.
Okay.
That's the day where they spill everything out that they've been mad about you forever. So she calls it Mad Day. It totally makes sense. We all have it, by the way. It's on our character. It says a lot about our character. Is what we choose to say on Mad Day, right? Skinny Mister. He seems like he's the most brutalist. That's not even a word. He's
It's okay.
Oh man,
you know you mean brutal.
No, I know. I'm just joking around, having fun. Like these people over here, other people up here know what they're saying over here, mumbling and stuff. Can't even understand what they're talking about. But he's the harshest to the people he considers, or at least from the outside, we consider he was closest to.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it does kind of make sense. You're gonna be more hurt by the people you let closer to you, so you would have more venom back, I guess. So, yeah, things have not gotten better. They've gotten worse. We're in the middle of everyone's flagging everybody. Doesn't make any sense. Everyone talks about, this is especially for people who are monetized, right? It is a business. For some of them, for some people, it's more lucrative than others, but it's still a business. Mm-hmm. And I think flagging just, defeats that purpose. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say how I'm against that. Now, if you're being flagged, I get you fighting back. I totally get it. My thing is, whoever started the flagging was wrong to begin with, and from what I remember, it was Skinny Mister.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's
fast forwarding to
my dear.
Mm-hmm. Fast forwarding to what the public was, what Skinny was like the public to believe why you guys fell out. You fell out supposedly the night where Skinny Mister found out that you recorded Madia's conversation, right? Yeah, supposedly that was the reason. And I remember 95% of the sector were up in arms. How could you record some? Even though this person, Madia, he's a known liar. Some would say a pathological liar. And even though you just recorded in case this to defend yourself, right? In case this guy was putting lies out there about you, people still were very, very critical of you. Meaning, like it looked like they were standing on something. Right or wrong, you can respect that, right? Now you fast forward, the same people that were up in arms at you recording Armando, excuse that, Mr. Black. I apologize.
You're fine.
Don't care all of a sudden. And not only did Skinny Mister record TY, it's understandable to record TY and him because they have an issue together. They both don't trust each other. So that I understand. But the call wasn't between just them. He had Travis three-way. And according to Skinny, Travis is and was Skinny's friend. Basically, I'll agree with what you said earlier. It looked like Skinny Mister threw Travis under the bus. Didn't care to prove a point that people, I guess, say things behind brown skin lady's back, but don't want to say it in front of her. Even though I don't think he proved that point. I don't think he proved any point. The point was for brown skin lady and Travis to go at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And change the narrative that's going out there right now. I didn't make this up. There's this content creator named Shut Up and React, and he's come up with a bunch of receipts about a Skinny Mister and what he did right before being arrested and while he was arrested, and I guess right afterwards too. Something like over 100 and almost 190 pages, I guess, something like that, of receipts, as Skinny Mister likes to call. So I think he dropped that video at that moment, right, with Travis and TY to change the narrative of what was being talked about at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's if I'm Travis and I'm not Travis, and Travis is a grown man, and let me say this, I've grown to have a lot of respect for Travis with the way he's handling this whole thing. It's hard to play. It's now. Usually, I'm not with the. I want to be in the middle, and I want to be friends with both people, right? But because Travis was known Skinny for so long, he really did try to stay out of it. Mm-hmm. And I saw that, and I'm in the chats, and I saw all that. And until now, he's still not going all the way in on Skinny Mister because he has his own reasons. So what he did to what he should never involve Travis in that conversation. And if he did want to record, he should have let Travis know, and then Travis decide in that moment if he wanted to be part of that or not. You know, I'm not Travis, but if I was, I'd be very wary of this guy, of calling this guy a friend. A friend wouldn't do that. Everybody knows that. But going back to my point that everybody was up in arms that you recorded a known pathological liar, but they're not up in arms at Skinny Mister recording his own friend.
Isn't that something?
It goes to, credit goes to KB as to what he said. It's always going to be a who we like, and I don't know why it is the way it is. Just like politics in this country, people pick a team, right? We got a red team and a blue team. When it comes to politics, pick a team. People pick a team, and it's like you will defend your side to your detriment, to your own detriment,
mm-hmm.
and you will make every excuse, and you will take one little thing from the other side and blow that up to be something bigger than what it is. Just like politics. And what do we always say? We all hate to talk politics, right? But this whole sector is politics. Very rare do you see people actually calling it this notion of calling it down the middle. It really doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't exist. It's if you like someone, you're gonna make every excuse for them. If you don't like someone, you're gonna find every reason to go after them. Now, this is YouTube, and that would have been fine if we would just kept it to YouTube, meaning roasting and stuff. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. And this notion, let me say something. This notion where you can't tell someone how to fight, I'm not a believer of that. Now, of course, you can't tell a grown-up what to do. You can't stop a grown adult from what to do. But you can disagree. Okay, we can't even agree on like human decency. And that's where I'm lost. Like we can't agree to like leave kids out of it. we can't even agree to that. So once you can't agree to that and you bring kids involved and parents and this and that, you get what you're getting now. A bunch of people who ain't talking about nothing, but just talking about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all say, well, I'm here for entertainment, right? I'm not here to teach or learn nothing. But what if I told you part of your entertainment could be to learn some stuff too, while being entertained? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with you being entertained while you learn something that's useful in life? Or maybe you can help someone else in life while being entertained. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And this notion that education, because that's what when you learn something, that's what it is. Education isn't entertaining. It's just flat out false. It doesn't make sense.
And you know what Judge Judy says?
People pay thousands of dollars to go hear people. Right, Judge Judy said it doesn't make sense. It's not true. People pay thousands of dollars to go hear people give speeches. For one successful person who made it, fills up an audience full of people who sit there and listen to this successful person educate them on how they made it. And then you could take a jewel from them, a nugget here and there, and apply it to your life and help you make it or make better of what's your situation. What's wrong with that?
Nothing when you're dealing with real people that's, dealing from an adult point of view.
We can still roast, but roast the person you're going up against. Roast your opponent. Your opponent isn't TY's daughters. I've had issues with all these people that Skinny is talking about right now. You would think a part of me would feel good listening to, now they're right. They were attacking me and now they're being attacked. I should sit back and enjoy it. I'm not enjoying any of it.
No.
It's not enjoyable. It's cringeworthy. Hearing another father with a daughter accuse another father of doing something so egregious to their daughter where they lost their you-know-what. It's sickening. Well, TY said this and this about you. Okay, yeah, so what? So what? It's wrong is wrong and right is right. It's like when I went to Armando, I said, yo, Armando, Fax is saying some crazy shit about stuff about TY. He said, so what? We are in a beef with TY. Isn't TY talking about you? I said, yeah, but what's right is right. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not defending TY. All right, your platform. But when, hey, bro, I told him in private, yo, man, I don't want to be up there when you're over here going in on a random son. We had discussion. You used to tell me that you're against, you don't talk about the dead. You told me that your morality is you don't talk about the dead, and now you're talking about the dead, bro. I told him my morality is still the same. I'm still against talking about the dead. You apparently changed. He said, man, I won't do it when you're up there. He did it when I was up there. I told him. He stopped. I was about to drop down. If we don't have none of these checks and balances, if Toothless is able to come up here and say anything she wants without like any of us telling her she's wrong, if and when she's wrong, then what are we doing here?
Tell the truth, man.
What is any of us doing here? If we're gonna, you're gonna sit there. I don't know if you have 50 people in this chat, Skinny Mister, or 300. That's debatable. But you're gonna sit there and listen to this dude make a blatant lie about TY fingering his daughters or daughter, and then no one's gonna say nothing. And just nope. that's just Skinny Mister being Skinny Mister. It's almost like this: the more you lie, the more acceptable it is for you to lie.
Mm-hmm.
The worse person you are, the more rope you have to be a bad person. So say you, Toothless, you make one mistake and it's the end of the world. But just because this guy's known for making mistakes, he's allowed to make 100. But God forbid you make one mistake. Oh shit, you have to answer to everyone.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? But the guy who's every day known to lie, he's just skinny being skinny. And it's just Mondo being Mondo. No. They're lying. So, and then going to that, well, people say, well, why didn't you say stuff when he was lying about other people? Believe it or not, you don't know he's lying until he's lying on you.
That's right.
Like, I'm not a researcher. I'm not gonna sit here and have him say something about, let's say, random, and I'm gonna go on YouTube and start or Google and start looking up people. That's not what I do. Now, it's hard to call someone a liar when you can't call them out on being a liar. You have to have proof to call somebody out on something. Now, as the days went on and now I know they're lies, but as the lies got more bigger and bigger and more exaggerated, I said, okay, the red flags went up. But it wasn't when he started lying on me or like lying on Toothless to where I can ask Toothless, hey, he's saying this and this and this, right? Until I realized this dude is just literally 99% lying. He takes something that happened, 1% of it, and builds a whole story around it. 99% of it false.
99%. Mm-hmm. That's why I challenged him to, since he wanted to know if I taped him, and I didn't. Since he said he tapes everybody, I asked him to play his tapes. He certainly should have tapes of my son and I speaking with him. He certainly should have tapes of him asking me to give him and wanting to know what I paid. He certainly should have those tapes. And they should call him out since he's the receipt man. Let's hear the tapes. And let them speak for themselves.
After he apologized to TY, he didn't say those things I said were false about your daughter. Nobody called him out on it in the chat. Yo, why would you make this up? Like, why that? Bro, out of all the things you can make up, why that? Right? All the things you can make up about me, this dude literally said, and I have it, and he knows I have it. He said, while I'm working at night, while I'm door dashing, I'm part of a child, a sex trafficking ring. He said this on YouTube. This is how this works. This is how this guy, he literally thinks he's a shock jock. I think he thinks he's Howard Stern.
He wanna be.
I think that's what he thinks he is.
Howard Stern wasn't as terrible as this man.
No, because Howard Stern will get sued. Howard Stern makes $100 million a year.
And this one doesn't make anything.
$100 million a year for the last 15 years he's been making. So this guy over here, he's doing this. It's almost like he lost a lot of years of his life, and he's trying to trigger other people to do the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like trying to trick people off the street. Speaking of tricking people off the street, this guy Mondo made a post talking about he's against taking food taking food off the table from a black male, right? He's against that because they have family to provide for, right? But he's not against sending the same person to jail. How is he going to provide for his family in jail? Mondo Black.
We know that was his object.
He said it.
Or I should say objectivity.
He said, once I found out it was a money grab, I left. So you was there to make sure he was going to go to jail? So what were you there to begin with? So what was your purpose? If it wasn't for quote unquote money grab, what was your purpose being there? To throw him in jail? So you were going to throw a black male in jail who has kids to feed, mouths to feed? So, ladies and gentlemen, that makes sense. So you guys are going to let this guy get away with saying stuff like that?
No, they don't care. It's like you said, it's where's the decency in people, especially people like, you know, the Amalias who support.
Hold up. He doesn't want to. Didn't he send you information on X-Man trying to get you to sue him? Let me get you straight. If I'm not wrong, isn't X-Man a Asiatic male?
Yes, as far as I know.
Doesn't he have a wife and kids?
Yeah, he said he was worth millions.
Right. So I thought he was against taking money off of from a black male.
Only Skinny Mister.
So which one is it? Mondo Black. You think we forgot about this? Bro, you think I just left? You don't think I'm here listening to all your trash? This guy thinks I left. Like, I don't know what's going on. He thinks I deleted months of text messages. I haven't gone through them. That's how much I don't care. You know how much incriminating things that this guy has said in them text messages?
That's why he keeps lying and trying to put you in stuff and calling you the KGB and the Russians.
He has to discredit. I'm willing, if I'm the KGB and I'm lying, I'm willing to turn my phone into an arbitrator, independent arbitrator. If he's going to turn his phone into an independent arbitrator, and they can look at our phones between him and I conversations. I am willing to turn over my phone, every conversation we've had, and I am giving Armando, Mr. Black, permission to show every text message him and I have ever had. I guarantee you he won't. I guarantee you he won't, because you're going to see what he really feels about you, D-Truth. My childhood friend. Man, oh man. Suge was the boogeyman until he joined Kwame, and now Suge ain't nothing. When he was going after Skinny, hey Skinny, you ain't the real boogeyman, it's Suge. You think we forgot this? You think we forgot these conversations?
No, Suge was the first man that gave me a chance.
You're like my brother, man. You can have any time you want. You can just have my channel anytime you want. I can even give you the password. You can just go on yourself. You're like my brother, man. Bro, you're blacker than Mr. Fair Use. Remember all that? Remember all that, you idiot? How can I be blacker than a black man in America who's been through all this shit that you guys have to go through every day? What kind of stupid ass statement was that? I'm not blacker than nobody. I'm Asatur. The hell does that mean? And now, I dare you guys. Next time you're in a chat, block the content creator's face and look at the chat and tell me you see one difference between Skinny Gang and 20 East Nation. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to go to a Skinny chat, block the content creator's face as he's on, and look at the chat. And then go to Armando chat, Mr. Black chat, and do the same thing. And tell me 60 to 70% of the people aren't the same. They're the same people.
They're the same.
Toothless. Armando Black, Mr. Black, and Skinny TV, Skinny Mr. teamed up to go against you. And if you guys don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. They have teamed up to go against you. To the point to where Skinny was willing to throw his own people under the bus to team up with Mr. Black to go against you.
Yeah.
Because those the other guys stopped going after you.
Yeah.
They stopped doing his dirty work. They stopped making those videos, so he had to go to somebody else.
They stopped making the panels.
Stop doing it. And I'll say Southside, Straight Talk, when they made them apologies to you, and you apologize back, and it looked like nobody's saying we're all best friends, but we're just cordial. We realized we really don't have issues. It was this person doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just this person manipulating this whole sector. He's still doing it.
Yep. I said that they were WWE, and that made me question when he started talking about that I doxed his family. I don't even know his family. I don't know him. I don't know nothing about doxing, but he accused me of doxing his family. And then he started talking about KB. I'm like, well, I don't know if this is the ping pong game and I'm the ball. I don't know what the problem is.
How is the biggest? How is once the biggest a bully of women in this sector now the advocate against women getting bullied? Make it make sense. What kind of organization, what kind of women in their right mind that's not on YouTube would listen to this guy talk and with his track record and say, we're going to pick this guy to clean up the YouTube streets? Think about it. Ask yourself that. None of it makes sense. There is no organization. He's the organization. That's how he gets away with it. You can't say it's him or somebody else gave it to him.
And then Rashida, they said, she's now going to sue me because I said she worked at the DMV. These people are crazy.
You can saying someone works somewhere and they don't, it does not harm that person.
It's not a crime.
It is not a crime.
It's not defamatory.
It does make zero, especially when, let's say, that profession isn't looked upon negatively, right? You can say, like, let's say you're a politician and you're accused of being let's say a pole dancer, a stripper. That could negatively affect you, and you can lose some kind. See, you know what I mean? That would be a different. Me saying, for example, Mr. Black saying he used to have a recovery agency, and you assuming, even though you didn't say that, you can assume that he's a private investigator, it's not liable.
No, it's not.
The famous character. You just said nothing. There's nothing wrong with being a private investigator. There's no negative impact about that. That's not how that works. These people think that. So if that's the case, then anything you say can be sued. I'm literally anything.
Yeah, where is the free speech?
That's not how it works.
No, but she's the one who talked about doxing everybody, and she's the one said her friend worked at the DMV. I don't know what she was talking about. I just heard her conversation.
She admitted to doxing all of us on this side. When she was with Random and them, she admitted that Random and them put it out there that it was her, and she admitted to it. So that's a known. I mean, everyone knows that.
Yeah, it's just so sad that the depths that people are willing to put themselves in a conspiracy. And like I told them, I am not a prosecutor, but 9 of the 10 laws that they're violating are criminal laws. I'm not the court system. I don't make those decisions. But they actively are participating and have themselves on tape doing these things. And to say that I'm doing the same thing is crazy. Asinine.
No one is gonna ask Mr. Black, what's the difference? No one's gonna ask Mr. Black, hey, you wanted to throw Skinny in jail. Wouldn't that be taking food off his table? How is he gonna take care of his kids if he's in jail? No one's gonna ask him that.
And no one is asking him, how did I dox him? And where is it? Where did I dox him? When did I dox him? He said his family. I don't know his family. Who is his family? No one seems to ask those questions either. And then he keeps making these lying statements. I took 50 people out of the lawsuit. Never had 50 people in the lawsuit. I have 2 defendants, and they're still there. I took StraightTalk out and put him in. StraightTalk was never in the lawsuit. I talked about.
But that's how they muddy the waters. That's how they muddy. That's how he muddies the waters. That's how he's trying to get people to go come at you.
Yes.
That's what he's doing. Now you're in it. You see what so and so said about you, L. You see what so and so said about you, mom boss. You see what he's just fishing for content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's so sad. But like I told him, I am a formidable opponent. I'm not going anywhere. They can forget it. And they have an opportunity and had an opportunity to make it right, to do better and to stop. But they choose not to. And I heard someone say, these people that do this kind of stuff, this is their job. They, I guess, feel they have to do this. But no, they need to put in some work and come up with some content.
It could still be their job.
Exactly.
Their job is to make stuff up about people and degrade them and belittle them. That's their job. Your job is to make pretend friends and then make up a reason to fall out with them and just make up lies about them. That's your job.
To accept
being a
money?
YouTube content creator. Let me get this straight. This is my content. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna do content. I'm gonna gather an audience. Once I gather an audience, I'm gonna pick individual people from my audience that disagree with me on one topic or another and start a beef with them. And that's my content.
That's them.
That's it. And then you're going to have 300 people showing up every night waiting to see who's next. Because that's what you guys are doing. 300 people are showing up waiting to see who's next. Okay, let's say Brown Skin Lady's channel is gone. Let's say she gives up and leaves. Let's say TY leaves. And he's tired of this crap. Southside leaves and StraightTalk's gone. So aren't you guys, what do you think? So you think this, what? You think Skinny Mister is going to be done? He's going to be different? Now he's going to do different content? No. He's going to pick a different fight with somebody else.
One of them.
In his chat, yeah. He's going to pick you, Shamrock, Mr. Flip Flopper. You don't think we see you, man?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't think I see you? Hey. This guy, or Mr. Black, put your daughter's picture. No, I don't have an issue with this guy. You're in his chat. Armando, I never had an issue with you. So you don't have an issue with him putting your... Are you kidding me, bro? So you have a bigger issue with TY not standing up to Kwame. You have a bigger issue with that than Mondo Black posting your family, bro. Remember you left? You couldn't take the heat? You done up and left? You done came back with a different name? Seriously, man?
That Skinny Mister can't wait to tell he's the same person.
Listen, you don't think he's next? He's waiting. He's anyone can get it. You don't see it. If TY can get it, if Travis can get it, if Random can get it, he didn't even say nothing. All Random did was Random picked between Brown Skin Lady and Rainy. He didn't even pick when it came between Brown Skin Lady and Skinny. He didn't choose. He chose not to answer. But even Mr. Skinny took that non-answer as an answer and went after him. So if he can go after Random for nothing, if he can go after X-Man for nothing, talking about his kids now. You remember the same joke? I should put it like a helmet on my kids. He's doing the same joke to him now. These guys have no originality. Same exact stupid jokes. X-Man, bro, don't even worry about it, man. Man, they're stupid. This dude's a dummy. I know you'll be watching too. I got a lot of respect for you, bro. You handle this thing with a lot of class too. I'll be watching people. There's a lot of people could have chose, but you didn't. He didn't even wouldn't let people be the middle. He wouldn't even let people stay out of it.
The only thing I seen that Travis did is he followed my son. And I told him, I don't know who he is, and I know my son doesn't know him, but he better not put out any disparaging stuff about my son. And I don't even see him following my son anymore. So I have to give him what I can give him for that, because I don't see him there following him anymore on IG. But he did that.
As you guys can tell, I don't take none of the chat people too serious. Now, there's not a knock on the chat people. I just know how the herd mentality works, right? And people go with the crowd. And what I'm trying to say is, like, I have no ill will for a guy like for Brian Black. He's a nobody to me, right? Like, I don't have like I'm not like mad at the people like seeing Carlo V, like when there was being jokes about me and he joined in. I didn't hold a grudge. I'm too grown for all that. I know how the chat can be, persuaded by the content creator. So, yeah, I'm not mad at nobody in the chat like that. I know how. I know who to keep my focus on. So all them people, like, I never took Travis and what he was saying too serious, because I know he was a friend of Skinny and he was doing Skinny's bidding. And I just took it at that. I didn't take it anything else, because I didn't do nothing. When I know I didn't do nothing to them personally, right, and they're coming at you, you know that it's nothing to do with you. That's how I know. To do with you. Yeah. That's how I knew. So when Brown Skin Lady came at me, when originally came at me, I had done nothing to her. She came at me for Random, because she was with Random and them, and because of what I said about Rashida. When I called her out when everybody was blaming Armando and nobody was telling nothing to Rashida about their whole little whatever you want to call that, right? Whatever they were doing with them text messages. A brown skin lady defending Rashida came at me. You seen how that worked out, brown skin lady? But yeah, even with that, like, I didn't do nothing to her. She came at me, I responded.
Yep, same way she did me.
You know, Matt K originally did nothing to me. I know what he was doing. He was standing up for his boy. Random. I could do nothing but respect that. You know what I'm saying? That was his friend. I was a nobody. He's gonna go with his friend. That's a no-brainer. I don't take stuff like that personal. None of it.
And it's just sad that, you have to, it's really, I guess, good that we have to spend this type of time pointing these things out, because again, what good does it do me to get here and teach us about being mistreated and not knowing things, and it's happening to us by people that look just like us, and it's all a big joke, and then we want to blame everybody in America for being in the condition that we're in, when we don't realize we're our own worst enemy. And for what reason? For someone else's greed?
The exact same reason you're here, Toothless, whatever reason you're here teaching, right, is the exact thing that's happening to you right now. It's exactly the moment that you're here for.
Exactly.
You're standing up for yourself. You're You're teaching, you're educating as you're doing it. That's what you're here for. So all the people who are, I wish you could go back to your purpose. This is your purpose.
I wish you tell them again, one more time, for those people that don't really understand it when I say
all the people telling to the well, go back to your content. This is her content. This is her purpose. Her purpose is to tell people and to show people to stand up for yourself. That you control your own destiny.
In the metaverse, right? Or in the real verse? In the universe.
Now, what would she look like telling us to stand up to bullies and defend yourself while she's not doing it? It would go totally against her reasoning for being here. So this is your purpose. You're speaking of your life. This is a huge part of your life right now. And it's a teachable moment, as everyone likes to say. And that's what you're doing.
You're right, Alicia. These people are not going to stop until they're made to stop. You know, Skinny Mister loved to brag that he's done everything and said everything to people for them to pull up. This is not about pulling up. You know, if one wants to get rid of themselves, that's between them and their maker. It has nothing to do with other people. But nobody is going to pull up on anybody, or they should not. When we have laws in place and remedies. And everybody said that this was just a joke and this was fake. But now, Skinny Mister over there, she's so stupid, she's trying to make her civil case her own RICO case. Well, now, when did it get to be a civil case? Because when you tell it was all fake. And then all your little cronies running and reporting on the community walls. And perhaps they're going to come back, but I noticed the real truth. After they posted those few videos, they stopped.
Oh, people are going to pretend like they don't see Mr. Skinny Mister and Mondo teaming up to go against a Toothless? Yeah, are you gonna pretend like you don't see that? Now, is it only to go get Toothless? Probably not. I'm sure they have a couple of more quote unquote enemies in common. But you guys don't think it's strange for these big bad? One of them calls himself the best live YouTuber, and the other one is, they're both undefeated, right? These big bad tough YouTubers are going after a 64-year-old disabled a woman
with 1,400 subscribers, and give or take 30, 40, 50 down to 36 or 7 because I lose them every other day.
So we're gonna pretend like we don't see that. We're gonna pretend like we don't see these two teaming up to go against Toothless. We're gonna pretend like we don't see that. We're gonna pretend like we're not seeing Armando once again throw himself into a lawsuit or into a court case. The same thing he would do, the same exact thing he did when he jumped in with Sister T. When it had nothing to do with him. It was a beef. It was a back and forth, whatever you want to call it, between Sister T and Skinny Mister. Now here comes the I'm gonna throw myself in anything to try to get some views. Throw himself into a court case. Almost went to jail. He was lucky that Sister T made that one reckless video.
The wolf pack. They're coming for you. I got men I don't know nothing about making videos about you.
And Armando doesn't even realize, and Mondo, you don't even realize, Skinny Mister's taking your viewers, man. Man, you're so dumb, bro. You think, I guarantee you some of them donations that you were getting are a little lower from some of the guys he was getting it from. Because now they got to share that with that guy.
Especially
Bro,
Esco.
Don't you see what he did? He came back to your chat and took his people back. Do I have to mention them? He came back in your chat, your dumbass chat, tricked you, and took his people back, bro. And he's slowly doing more. Hey, my man, Thug Life Manny, I'm going to have to throw you under the bus on this one, bro. I remember you saying, a man who invites me to his penis, I can never be friends with that guy.
That's what he said.
If I remember correctly, and he did it multiple times. Mr. Thug Life Manny, my man, and I still don't have no issue with you. You said out of your own mouth, you could never forgive. You could never forgive Skinny Mister for what he said and all the things he's done, and for inviting you to his, private parts. But you're in his chat, bro. All up in his chat, bro. But guess what? Guess who you can't forget and still making videos of that did nothing to you? Uncle Suge. You can't forgive him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not Suge. But you can forgive this dude? Come on, man. Stop the bullshit, man.
No, he's over in his chat quite often.
You guys really didn't want me to come back. Only came back because I wanted to make this point. I wanted to make the point that I already made. That when Toothless recorded a lion MFer, a known lion MFer, the whole sector was up in arms. How dare you? Or that's a crime. And remember they were looking up crimes and you was about to go to jail. Remember all that?
Take me to jail,
oh, you was already in jail. You was already in jail, all that. And then not fast forward, I don't know how many months, and their leader is doing it. Their daddy, as people like to call it in this sector, is doing it, openly doing it. And not a peep.
No, he's
that's why I came back on the panel. No, not because of something Skinny Mister said or that pathological liar's been saying, because he's been saying it, all of it. I just came back to make that point. But I'm in the bushes. I'm listening to the BS. I'm singing who's real. Yo, Rich, Mr. Richie, mad love, bro. Mad respect, bro. You're that dude. Straight up. I don't do no fake compliments. So when I give him one, it's for real. Rich, you're that dude, bro. Mad love for you, man. You stood your ground when Armando was doing it. But when Skinny was acting a fool and you knew it was right, you stood your ground, bro. I feel like you're in the right. At the moment, I got nothing but love for you, bro. As far as how you've handled this whole situation. So you continue doing that, bro.
Continue.
But I'm watching. I'm seeing the people flip-flopping. I'm seeing the people Zigga keeping it 100. Some things weirding me out, like T.Y. being on panels with a dude that was talking about R-wording your kid. And yes, I'm talking about you, Facts. But hey, it's you, bro. You can forgive like that, I guess. You already explained it. For people that don't know, T.Y.'s dad was a pastor, and his dad's side. So he's one of them people where, you apologize and he'll take it. And then, in case you guys are wondering, I apologize to him behind the scenes. I did say some things about his daughter that I shouldn't have said, and I did apologize to him behind the scenes in a manly way. So, well, I'm saying that from experience that T.Y. will let stuff go. But even though it's strange to me, right? It's cringeworthy, but it is what it is. I can't put my beliefs or my morals on somebody else.
Your morals, that's right.
And how they and how when and how they choose to forgive someone. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm here. I've gone nowhere. I've never left Toothless's back.
Never.
It's just you got a bunch of losers calling my school, saying trash. Skinny Mister's not even man enough to say his name when he calls in. It doesn't even make sense. Like he doesn't even like.
He called.
He said he sent in audio of me disrespecting black kids. Never happened. You mean he's talking about his child that happens to be black when he disrespected mine? Okay. He says he can do it because he's a YouTuber and I can't. I beg to differ.
I do too.
I beg to differ. So, you know. Plus, honestly, the entertaining factor has gone down 50% for me, if not more. You know, I'm a little bored. You know, I'm bored of the KB Gilbert thing, even though Gil's my boy, everybody knows it. I'm just bored of it. You know, and there's no knock on whoever's doing videos of it, and I'm not knocking Suge, none of that. He has an audience, and I'm there too. I'd be saying hi, I'd be going there, but I'm just bored of it. So, but I'd be wanting other content, you know. I'm there. Anyone talking sports, I'm in the bushes. Right? If it's a nice topic, I'm there. I'm always here with Toothless. I would love some different kind of content besides the same BS. You know?
Well, they make it real hard for people who, you know, probably wanted to have a channel to, you know, strike out because of what they see happening to people like us and the doxing and, you know, people befriending you, telling you they're making you intros and outros, and then they wait a year later and come and strike your page, try to take your page down. I mean, literally give you a strike, and they don't even own the rights to what they're trying to take your page down for. And then that strike stays on for 90 days, which, thank goodness for me, mine won't, because the coward that struck my page wasn't willing to take me to court. And I would love to have seen that, since I met the gentleman that actually owns the music that they claim the copyright to. And like I said, I read the text that he sent to Armando, telling him that he owned all of the copyrights to my stuff, telling me to take it down. Just think if I would have been afraid of his cowardness and took all of my stuff down and deleted it and got rid of it.
That's what they were hoping for, that you don't know what you're doing and you're out of panic and you do something like that. If I was to give advice to like anyone doing YouTube or trying to do YouTube or thinking about, you know, starting one or already doing it and it's not working, is do not chase the views. Do the content that is true to you, that you have a passion for.
Yes.
Do the content that you have a passion for, because that comes out. People can feel that. Do you, and the audience that likes you, that the whatever content you're bringing will find you.
Yes.
Don't go chasing the views. The views will chase you, basically. Because if you go chasing the views, you're never going to be you. Never going to be happy. You're never going to be talking about what you want to talk about. So I don't care. You know I made fun of Southside when he was doing his anime and 30 views, 50 views, right? But if that's what you love and that's what makes you happy, I know there's a niche for that. Now, maybe it's going to take you 10 videos, 30 videos, right? I know he has a couple of videos that went viral as far as so same thing. Straight Talk doing hip hop stuff, all that. It's not, it's you got to build the audience. It could be a little bit from this sector, a little bit from that sector, a little bit from this sector. You know what I mean? But don't go chasing the views.
You and ever.
You gotta do you. People can feel when I talk basketball, people say I can feel your passion, because that's my passion. If I want to front and I want to pretend like baseball is my passion, it's not going to come out the same. Now I might go get all the knowledge in the world about baseball, but I don't have the same passion for it.
That's right.
And people can feel that. It's not just knowledge that people are gravitating to. I can find the knowledge, right? Like Toothless said, you can Google shit and ask this phone anything. It's not just the knowledge. You can find that. I want to hear the true you, whatever that is. You know, that's a little bit why Skinny is successful, actually, because truly him is what you call him. What do you call him? He's the
diabolical convict YouTube cult gang leader.
So that's him. He's playing to what he is. That's truly him. He really went to jail, and he's really using the prison tactics on YouTube. He's really doing that. So, in all honesty, he is really truly being himself. He's truly being himself.
Yeah, that's what I said when Queen Regina did that thing about being institutionalized and everything. You know, I really gave him all doubt. Because, you know, I thought he was a, you know, entrepreneur, had his own barbershop and had a wife and family. And again, when we first got into Skinny, his beef was with fighting for Kwame. So he was in the beef with other big YouTubers. It wasn't, you know, the little ones until he started doing it with the women. And then when they all were just talking back and forth, I just assumed they were mutual combat. But I didn't realize he did to them what he did to me. They hadn't done anything to him. He attacked them, and they were defending themselves. I just chose not to defend myself that way.
Not only did he attack them, he attacked them with lies.
The same thing he did to me. Yeah.
Right.
They defended themselves differently, you know, but the start was the same. I didn't realize that, you know, that the start was the same. He was lying on these people. and anytime, like, you know, you like, I'll speak out about, like, let's say I'll say something about Mondo Black or Skinny Mister. You'll always have that person in the chat saying, well, you wasn't saying that when you was in the chat with him. Well, no shit. Well, of course not. Well, you know, you didn't say that when he was lying on. I didn't know he was lying on them. That's what they don't understand.
Like, they don't understand. Like, we didn't know. You might have known that he was lying and you were in there. I didn't. I didn't know that this dude was lying until they started lying on me.
That's when you know they lying. 100.
That's when I start, okay. Or when they start lying on you and I can directly ask you. You know, when you don't know, I don't know, like, Sister T to go ask her, hey, did you say this and did you do this? I don't know these people. So you're assuming that, you know, you're not assuming his person was blatantly lying. I don't know this.
And then what gets me
so the same people, this is you already made this point, Toothless. The same people that are upset with us for leaving when we left are still there.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
They're still in the same chat. They're still in the same chat, participating with the same BS, wondering why we didn't leave earlier.
And they're gonna feel
How does that make sense? You're mad at me? You're mad at me for not leaving earlier when you're still there? How does that make sense?
What makes them different? Because their time's coming. You know, everybody is not going to have a time, but I guarantee you, the ones who least expect it to be them, just like the ones that are doing it right now.
No,
they made plenty of videos about me and had plenty of fun laughing about the hunchback and the big fat bald-headed gummy and all of the stuff, even to the point of my life being threatened and my sons and my nephews. But they don't feel that way today. Now, they've never acknowledged what they did to me and what he's done. They apologized, true, and I accepted it wholeheartedly. But they never, ever acknowledged that they really know that I did nothing to them. They know I didn't do nothing to him because they seem to know how he lies and how he does. But they certainly know I didn't do anything to them.
A handful of times, I try to tell TY, not behind the scenes, like maybe he didn't believe me in Straight Talk and Southside. I try to tell him from talking to Gil. Now I'm not giving no secrets away. From talking to Gil, I could tell that Skinny Mister didn't really F with these three. I could just tell by the responses I was getting from Gil, from what he was understanding, the responses he was getting from Skinny. I could just tell, and I kept trying to tell these guys, but they wouldn't listen to me. They just wouldn't. I would tell them. One big response was this. One time I was, Sister T played a clip of, I was on Mr. Black show, questioning, Gil thought I was questioning his subs, while I was really questioning Skinny's, right? So Gil called me and said, you talking about my subs? You know, I said, yeah, but I explained to him I was really talking about Skinny, and then we got to talking, and I brought up the fact that I never hear, like, why don't I ever hear, like, Skinny ever go to, like, TY's panel and, like, promote the show, and just, he didn't seem very enthusiastic about promoting the crew. And I realized that at the moment, Southside had 970 subs for a damn near 3 weeks. Now Skinny's saying the same story that I said. Man, you couldn't even get 30 subs. That was my story. I was the one saying that. So I noticed that, I brought up the Gil, hey, man, this dude never shouts out his people. Skinny's next live, he said, Skinny said this, man, I've been told that I don't shout out my people, so let me do it. And then he went out to do it. So that just tells me that he didn't do it, and then that Gil has to tell him, yo, you know, word on the street is you ain't even shouting out your own people. That's how I knew. This is how Skinny works, fellas. And if you don't understand, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyone, and you know, you guys know my issue with Brown Skin Lady, but Brown Skin Lady, you got too big for Skinny. You were getting too many views for Skinny. Your voice was getting too big for Skinny.
Yeah, that's it.
You have to be, Skinny wants you to be with him, but not big enough to where you can surpass him.
Yep. That was
it.
So
TY, your voice was getting too big, bro. You going to Atlanta, and if you just happen to, let's say you did get up, and somehow you punked, you somehow met Armando and beat him up, and then you somehow ran up on Kwame, and Kwame didn't stand up. Let's say it was the other way around. You would have came back the hero. You literally would have took over the sector. You think Skinny wants that?
Nope.
You don't think, bro, you were getting too big. He needed an excuse to kick you the fuck out of the group because you were getting too big. He needs a new people. Why do you think he's getting so dope? And these people are new. They don't know him yet. He's gonna use them to the point where they get big enough to where he feels like he's being threatened. Why do you think he's bringing Shamrock along? Because he's not threatened by Shamrock passing him up. Even Flip told us he doesn't see himself as a number one. He's a number two. He's a good co-host.
And he's not even a number two, poor thing.
He's not even a number three. He can.
Yeah,
how you a roaster? He's a roaster, and on a roast battle, how you want to finish every time last on a roast battle? And you're supposed to be the comedian of the group. Get out of here. Yeah. But the moral of the story is, people like this is the prison mentality. You put people under you, but you gotta get rid of them before they get too big where they can surpass you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's doing. That's why Brown Skin Lady had to go. Even if this TY thing didn't happen, Brown Skin Lady had to go. By the way, he said Tanae was right. Brown Skin Lady was next. But something had to be put on hold. I can't remember what he said, but she had to be put on hold.
Me?
That's what he said.
Because he was getting upset about all of the stuff that I was discovering. He thought I knew too much.
So that's why, Brown Skin Lady, if you're listening, if somebody will tell you TY, I know you'll be in the bushes, but that's why, bro. That's the real reason you had to go, man. This is psychology, bro.
And the reason why they took her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Ash. Go ahead.
Why do you think Armando has a D Truth under him? Can D Truth ever surpass Armando? Can't even put 5 words together without stuttering. And no offense to the people who are stuttering, but you know what I'm saying? He's not threatened by D Truth ever passing him up. This is how these people do it.
Well, let me just say this. One of the reasons why he made sure that he was trying to clap Brown Skin Lady's channel is because she, was eligible to be monetized. And he couldn't let her make money because he's not making.
No, because listen, at the end of the day, no. At the end of the day, this is how these people think. Believe it or not, there's still some people in Brown Skin Lady chat that still rock with Skinny. They still do. They quietly do it. They don't say anything. They're in the bushes. And they still donate. So, people like Skinny, Mister, they think like this. Toothless has let's say $1,000 to go around this month, right? If an extra person comes in and now Toothless has to give this person 100, that's 100 less she can give me. That's how people think. He said that.
Yeah, but he said it. He voices that. You're not gonna get my donations from my people. They're not gonna give to you. What? So now you're telling people how to spend their money? And then you make up more lies so they will give it to you because they love lies. Lie to me, lie to me.
This dude made fun of TY for saying like for say hit my Cash App for his daughter's birthday, right? But isn't the Skinny Mister saying hit my Cash App for his wife's birthday?
His wife, his daughter, and his son.
This is the crap that like drives me up a wall. This is why I can't be here. This is why if it wasn't for you two, I would have been gone out of here. This is the crap that happens that I can't deal with this. I don't understand how somebody's gonna be like, yo, you just made fun of TY for collecting money for his daughter's birthday, but you're doing it for your wife and you did it for your kids.
You did it.
What he's gonna say? Well, my kids. I know what he's gonna say. I already know all his answers. My kids aren't over 18. Is your wife over 18? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Just making sure your wife is over 18.
And it does.
So what's the difference? What is the difference between somebody asking money for their wife's birthday than asking for money for their daughter's birthday that's over 18?
It's crazy.
But no one will say this. Nobody will ever say this. None of his people will ever mention this.
No, they're gonna give more to make the haters mad.
All them people in 20 East that were so against Skinny are in this chat right now, hanging from his nuts. You know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't even believe it when I heard Elle was back over there. That just really blew my mind. And then Esco, and then Thug Life, and then Alpha. I'm like, oh my god.
Let them tell it. I guess they were never against Skinny. They just didn't like the crew, I guess. That's how they'll justify it. These people will justify anything.
And that's what they do, justify. They're not honest about anything. And now he's going to tell his whole truth on Rainey's. Haven't we heard him tell his whole truth 50 times and each truth was different?
You mean when he robbed somebody with a BB gun?
Yeah. And all
the BB gun bandit? That true?
All he do is bust crackhead's head open, he say. He almost killed somebody by hitting him with a BB gun. Okay.
How many people do you guys know that rob crackheads? Where's the answer, Toothless? Who robs crackheads?
I don't know nobody unless they're crackheads.
Well, no. Oh, they're crackheads. That's the answer.
Yeah, they have to be a crackhead.
Right. Who robs somebody for over $14 or even $20? He wants to say, well, here's his excuse. It's not that it didn't happen. It's, do you guys think the ATM gives out dollar bills? Man, we don't care if it was $14, $40, $20.
And we don't know what
we don't care.
We don't know what the ATM gave back then. Yeah, it don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. He's gonna talk about, see, I caught him in a lie. You know what I'm saying? This dude is a fake. He was a fake Muslim in jail for protection. Because the second he came out, met his wife, his current wife, he turned Christian and said all kind of bad things about Muslims.
And he don't care about no Christians.
Nothing. Christians. You think a Christian talks about somebody's kids like this?
No. Well, yeah, they do.
Well, what kind of Christian do you know is gonna openly say they're gonna go pee on somebody's grave?
These people, they're not Christians. They're just calling themselves that.
No, but I'm just saying. What kind of church-going person is peeing on graves?
I guess Church of the Living Piss. I don't know. I don't know. These people are too much, for real. He talked about my mama, so he's pretty deep. That fella.
He acts like he's helping your channel grow, but once he realizes you might grow enough to where you're gonna start affecting his channel, right? His money, you gotta go, and he will find a reason.
Yeah.
And he don't need one. He look at Ty. The reason was somebody else.
See?
It didn't have to do with him. At least my reason had his name in it, even though I wasn't even talking about him.
Yeah, Bree, it is a prison mentality and calling rank, but in prison he didn't have no rank. He just playing the prison game on the internet. Skinny doesn't have rank in his own city. We know that from Skinny Con.
This dude was there. He's 6'3". He weighed between 150 to 170.
That's
what
bad.
Kind of rank was he pulling in jail? 6'3" from 150 to 170.
That's bad.
And while he was in prison, he was in multiple drug rehabs that he went to. It's all documented. So now it makes sense what he was he was fighting that crackhead over crack.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes sense.
Think about it. I mean, it totally makes sense.
But it makes sense when he was coughing up his lung on his show and talking about me smoking cools. And when I talked about him, he started trying not to smoke the hookah on TV anymore. And he quit smoking for a minute, and then he started drinking. And he tried to stop that.
Let me not act like I broke some kind of news. This is Shut Up and React. That's his channel. Please, if you want to get more info, sub up to the man. This is his info. I'm not trying to act like, I know something that you guys don't know, right? This is his info. So give credit to where credit is due. Shut Up and React TV. That's where you can find the info. All this stuff. So.
Yep,
in case you're wondering, somebody's saying, well, I was just talking. Where's all the proof? The proof is already on that channel. And I'm just speaking on it. Just like everybody else has an opinion and speaking on shit, on stuff, that's what I'm doing. But somehow I'll be the bad guy.
Oh, did you hear him when he said, all right, all y'all reading that paperwork, just wait till you get sued for reading that paperwork. Now, how people gonna get sued for
remember how I got blamed for talking about, like, I brought up the R wording of Avi and thing?
That was a lie.
When Fax did a whole video about it, and Armando did a whole video about it, but I brought it up? You lying pieces of crap. Trying to blame me for it?
Oh,
when all I said was, and then I said what everybody else, I said what I heard, I said what she said. I never said anything. I said that's what she's saying. That's what I said.
And he wanted it to be me.
And then now, here's the confusion though. Here's where, in my opinion, it's so obvious the reason why all the confusion. She came out and denied everything, right? Now, brown skin lady broke the thing where she's saying that they did go to the hotel room after. But just a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Black and her were on the panel on Skinny Channel, and she denied that. So she's gonna have to answer to this.
And he apologized for misinformation
that the Russian KGB guy gave. You piece of crap. You mean you gave? So if I gave it to you, who gave it to Fax? Inquiring minds want to know.
And then he was the one let him tell it that I always had somebody.
Fax is going around for 2 weeks. Facts was going on for 2 weeks talking about skinny R-worded so obvious. And all you guys were quiet as crap. The only person that said anything was Johnny Blaze. And he only did it because he has issues with facts. He don't care about none of this. And I'm being truthful. He don't care about none of this. Just another YouTuber, in my opinion. So while Facts is out here for weeks saying this, it's cool. Armando made a whole video. It's cool, but I'm the one that told him about it.
And that's a lie.
But why wouldn't I just go on the air and say it?
They know you will.
And I did. Weeks later on Lonnie's. And I did. I told him what she said. And I was, you're lying. She's in the three. All you guys owe me an apology in that chat that said all that to me. All you guys. Oh, Southside, my boy. You owe me an apology, bro. You owe me an apology, bro. You accused me of giving your info to Mondo Black. And he even openly said it wasn't me, bro. It was somebody else. And I tried to tell you that it wasn't me, but, you know, I can see how you could think that since you and I were Instagram friends. But I don't roll that way, bro.
But you didn't have his information, did you?
No, it's not his information. What it was is, now I don't know why he did this, but I did this too, so I don't know why I'm acting like I didn't do it. He has his actual name as his Instagram name. His actual name, first and last name.
Oh,
you know how yours is Toothless? Yeah, he has his as his name. So he thought like, you know,
it's my name, okay.
So he thought like, you know, I can see how you can think that. I mean, I'm not blaming him for us making an assumption, but bro, when I told you it wasn't me, bro, you should have just, you know, it is water under the bridge. But I'm just letting you know once and for all, bro, that shit was not me, bro.
Well, I think what people need to realize is that what they do is once they befriend you and pretend they want to help you, you don't know it, but they already, if they see your face, they already go to Facebook. Now, you know, there has to be a lot of looking for these people to do that kind of stuff, but that's what they do. And they try to match your face.
I literally have zero interest on anyone's life outside of what they want to share on YouTube. Like, you don't understand, like, I don't want to know anyone's name. I don't want to know nothing. I want to know what you're willing to share. That's it. That's it. I don't need to know no details about your personal life. If you want to share it and that tells your story and you want to bring that story to light or whatever, that's up to you. But as far as me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to know anyone's personal information. I don't even need to know your age, to be honest with you. None of it. So I'm not interested in any of that. Me, I'm an open book. I come as an open book. Meaning, once I express myself as high school teammates of Gilbert Arenas, you can now easily Google Gilbert Arenas and his high school team, and then you can put me with him, and so I am me. So I showed up here, me. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have nothing to hide as far as that's concerned. Once again, when I decided to on YouTube say who I was and I was high school teammates of Gilbert, I knew that I have now doxed myself. And if you guys want to, you want to call that doxing.
Well, I'm the
but some people don't. But some people don't. I didn't even know either. I still don't know the exact definition of it because there's a million different definitions of people how they want to use it as.
Yeah, I think they use it.
My point is this: I don't want to know nothing personal about anyone. I've never looked for something personal about anyone, nor am I going to start looking for something personal about anyone. I simply have no time. I've never had a troll account. None of them people's was me. That was donating under those troll things on skinnies. I would never donate to someone that's talking crap about me. I don't work that way. That goes against everything I believe. That makes no sense. I would feel horrible about myself. If I'm gonna donate, I'm gonna give it to people who have earned it, who are with me. Well, you gonna tell me I'm gonna take money from Toothless and give it to this guy for what? to talk trash about brown skin lady? Why can't I just do that on Armando's channel, which was what I was doing already? How does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? My brain works off of logic. If it's not logic, Toothless will tell you. Sometimes she doesn't like it. Sometimes she's got to tell me to shut it off, and I tell her I can't. But that's the only way my brain works.
And that's the truth.
Shit, I done got cussed out the other day again. I don't know what the fuck I did. I can't remember the exact word. Shit. We had an awkward moment.
You lied on me.
Nope. By the way, if Toothless calls you, there's an etiquette of answering the phone. If you don't know what I'm saying, fuck around and say something you're not supposed to say.
He tell the truth. Yeah, I don't like that.
I was a little busy. I was like, yeah, because we were just talking and she was calling me back. That's another thing that she didn't say. So we was talking. She said, I'm going to call you right back. It was like 30 minutes passed, 45 minutes passed. She called me back. So I said, yeah. She goes, I'm going to let you get away with that, yeah. So me being the smart ass, I said, I'm going to let you get away with saying you were going to call me right back, and calling me back 45 minutes later. So we laughed, and then we went on with our business. That's what we do.
That's how we do it. These people don't know nothing about real.
Nah, this notion that there's not a human being that I've known for more than 20 minutes that I haven't had what you guys want to call an argument with, right? A disagreement. Let's say disagreement, because that's what being human is. I'm not about to sit there with anyone and just nod my head if something I see a different way. It's just not gonna happen. And neither is Toothless, and this is why we get along so well. I expect nothing less. Nothing less.
Me neither. Even
it's called holding each other accountable.
Checks and balances. Something that these people seem to know nothing about, or they just don't care about it. And it's unfortunate.
If I get on the phone and I'm trying to explain something to Toothless, and my shit sounds like and looks like it don't make no sense, guess who the first person? She better tell me it don't make no sense, because my dumb ass is gonna go spread that. Right? That's my person. That's my person is gonna tell me, yo, that shit don't make no sense. And I'm gonna be like, what do you mean? Well, what doesn't make sense? We're gonna talk it out. It's either I'm gonna have her see it my way, and then she's gonna see how it does make sense, or I'm gonna see it her way, and she's gonna show me how it doesn't make no sense. But either way, we're gonna come to some kind of, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be where I'm saying something stupid as shit, and then she's just letting me say it. No, and I don't want that.
And the same here. Don't think he don't check me. He does. And as Sister T say when she be talking to them people, it's all in love.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
For real though. I believe her when she said it.
I thought it was all in love. I thought it was all in love when I was giving Mondo Black advice before I realized he was a piece of crap. I thought it was all love. That's how people can. That's why people were when we fell off. People were asking the man, you guys sound like you were friends for years. I thought you guys went way back, because we came off like that on the air. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I tell you, it's just this has really been a great learning experience for me. I can tell you that. I've never been so disrespected in all my life, and especially by children, because these people are young enough.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said these people don't understand. These people are younger than your kids.
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of these people, like you, some of these people, you could be their grandparent.
That's true.
like to a sciaticus or to like a L, right? Like before you guys, I'm not saying this because of any reason, but before you guys, open up your mouth sideways, think about this. Like, would you say this to your grandma? I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I really say this to myself. Like when I see someone older, like I treat them like how I would want when my grandparents are not alive. All 4 of them are passed away. But if they were, I treat elders like I was someone to treat my grandma. It's just that simple. If you ever see me in a room just talking to men, right? And then talking to men like my age, and then talking to even like men older than me, older meaning like 60, 70 years old, I don't talk the same.
No.
I don't talk the same. I don't talk the way I talk to Armando as I do to Miss Eve. I don't. I just don't. I can't. It doesn't make no sense for me to do that. What do you mean I can't? What do you mean? So you telling me I can't differentiate between a older lady and a male my age, around my age? When I'm having a conversation or a disagreement, I can't understand that in that moment. Yo, I am having a disagreement. Yes, this lady is attacking me. I'm upset at her, but she's still an elderly lady. Right? I can have a comeback. I don't have to sit there and take it, but my comeback can be, contrite, within reason.
It can be,
I can still stand my ground and let her know, hey, don't talk to me like this. Hey, I'm not someone to mess with, but I don't have to go to where I'm speaking to like a teenager. No.
Somebody on the block.
And I keep saying, well, these people do this in real life, and they wouldn't. A lot of these people are cowards. Cowards. They would never talk like. Now I'm talking about even the men to other men. They would never talk like this. You know that. Have you seen that? I seen that on Facebook, but I'm sure it's everywhere. It's a gate, and you have these 2 dogs just barking, 2 angry dogs, and they just look like they're just gonna kill each other. And the gate opens, and they don't do nothing. And
they don't even look at each other.
And they start barking, and then the gate opens, and they're. This is what you two remind me of.
They turn the opposite way.
Bunch of weak ass men barking at each other, but have no bite. They ain't never gonna do nothing in real life. So stop pretending. Stop talking to a 64-year-old woman when you're 30 that you wouldn't do in your real life. Stop talking to them like that. And if you're not gonna do it, like I'm telling you, like none of you guys don't have grandparents. You don't have like an uncle that you looked up to, that you wouldn't want somebody else to do that. You didn't have an aunt that meant a lot to you. You didn't have a grandma that you wouldn't want somebody else to disrespect. You can't picture like Toothless, like my grandma. I'm not gonna do this to her because this is like my grandma. You can't say that to yourself. You don't have that in that moment. You don't have that the willpower to stop yourself from going off on a 64-year-old like you would to a 30-year-old.
I had all of that before Skinny Mister decided I was his enemy. And then these people changed like bloop, a snap of the finger. You would swear Bewitched just came through and changed the crowd. It's just unbelievable how these people actually changed and started talking overnight. And then the guys who really stick with Skinny wants to give advice about how to just let it go, walk away. Okay, somebody can talk to your mom like that and you just advise her, Mom, just walk away.
No, but you can't say that because then they're going to say, well, my mom wouldn't be here. But that's besides the point.
And they lying. She probably at the bingo house. She might not be here. So
they don't know where she is. That's my point.
Yeah,
but that's not the moral. But that's not the moral of the story. But they don't care. If it was their mom, they would never say that. They wouldn't say, well, my mom wouldn't be here. Your mom is here. She's a grown adult, wanting to be here. She has every reason to be. So you're telling me, because your ass can't disrespect, you can't stop yourself from disrespecting someone. Now I don't have to be here because you can't stop disrespecting me. Like that's the logic you're gonna go with. How about you just stop disrespecting your elders?
That's too much like right.
I'll say something, and I told you this in private, but one of the things growing up, right? Growing up, one of the things that I seen similar in the Armenian culture with the Asiatic culture, right? With the black culture was their love for their grandparents, right? And their love for elders, or at least that's what I thought. And this sector is making me doubt that, and I hate that. I hate that. What happened to it? What happened to it? What happened to it? What happened to it?
We just met a different group of people.
Or is it just the internet? Or is it just the internet thing?
That's the lie that they tell. It's just the internet.
Didn't Asiatic kids grow up with like? Isn't one of the saying it takes a village to raise a kid?
That's what they say.
Didn't we grow up with like on the block where like the elders got to discipline the people's kids, and then you just have to take it because that's how it was? Well, how did that change? Where? When did that change? And why? Why did that change? Why is it okay to disrespect our elderly now?
I don't know. Like you said, maybe it's the internet. I don't know. They call this the metaverse, so maybe they think they have
to... There's nothing. Okay, let's say there's nothing. I have a conversation with my dad, and then I'm having a conversation, and then I let him know that an 80-year-old man was disrespecting me, and I let him know how I had to say whatever. He gonna how pissed he's gonna I couldn't walk away. You're telling me that you have to disrespect an elderly man? I'm not saying a old man's about to kill you. You just let him kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying where you can't even let go of a slight disrespect, or you feel like an elderly is disrespecting, you can't even let that go. You can't be a man enough to say, hey man, that's just an old person. Maybe that's crazy, senile, call it whatever, give whatever reason you want. But why are we going back and forth? We're older people.
And the saddest thing about it, though, you never even had a conversation or fell out with the older person. You're just voicing an opinion of something somebody said to you. Something somebody said to you.
The people who say age, or this is the internet, we're talking, age doesn't matter. It sure as hell does. What do you mean age doesn't matter? So you're telling me, so if you're talking to someone and they're like 18, 19, 20, their lack of experience is not going to matter in your conversation? Of course it's going to matter, right? You're going to tell them, if they're talking big and they haven't experienced it, you're going to let them know, hey, you're 19, you haven't even experienced it yet, right? So if you can acknowledge that, then you're going to have to acknowledge where this person's 70 and 80, they've seen way more than you.
Yes.
They've been through way more than you. You can't have it both ways. So if you can treat a younger person like they're young and brush them off, right? Like they don't know what they're talking about because they haven't experienced it, then you have to now accept what the older person's saying because of their experience. You can't have it both ways.
That's what they say.
People constantly want it both ways.
Yeah.
They discredit you for being young because you haven't gone through it. And then they discredit you for being old because you have gone through it and you shouldn't be here. What? What?
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Bree said it best, mindless. And it makes no sense. I tell you, but it's going to be okay. we're gonna see, what happens.
I guess I had a lot to say.
No, that's good. I'm glad that you were able to come up and say it. I'm really glad that you were able to come up, because I was about getting ready to, call it a night. After you talk about everything, that you have to say, then enough.
Oh, there's no point in going in circles. Yeah, I just wanted to mention again, and then make sure people are, speak on this. The fact that, people are open arms about you recording a known liar, but people seem to not care about this person recording a friend that did nothing to him, only to record another person. But here's the thing. I'll say it with this. It would have still, okay, let's say he used Travis to record TY, right? But then he used what TY said to go after with Brown Skin Lady. No, he didn't do that. He used what Travis said with Brown Skin Lady, his friend.
Yeah.
That's what people are missing.
And he said they've been friends longer.
Very long. Like, let them say it, like at least 5 years. 4 or 5 years. But let's not start all over again. It seems like you were wrapping it up.
No, I mean, I was just saying I'm glad that you came and you gave the input that you gave, because I was running out and I was about to wrap it up. And, I wanted you to come, and, I know that you were working very hard, so I thought maybe you weren't going to be able to make it. But, you just put the icing on the cake for me, because we speak truth. I mean, they don't have to believe the truth, but we speak it. And we're not going to stop. And I'm never going to be reduced to acting like these people act. I'm going to come up with my little parodies. I thought of my little songs today. I thought they were funny. And Armando keeps talking about my beatboxing and beating on the disc, but he's trying to make songs like me, trying to sing my songs. So I just felt like he felt left out, and he needed and wanted a song that was close to him. That would
let me since people are well, like say, like, I don't apologize or whatever. I do apologize. Let me apologize one more time. I want to apologize one more time for helping Armando. I'll say his name this time. For helping him for whatever way, either knowingly, unknowingly at times. For all the people that he went after that I helped with meaning, like, I would be in the coot chat listening to what they were saying, and I would let him know, hey, they said this and this and that this is what I mean. For that, for me participating in any kind of like random, man, I already said it once, I'll say it again, man, like talking about your son, all that stuff, bro. If I apologize for being part of that. Even though I told the dude, I told him not to talk about it. I was up there.
And you didn't talk about his son.
And I didn't talk about it. But listen, I hear these guys, and they're still up on panel. They're still upset, and they have the right to be. And I'm not saying this as so they can, like, stop being upset with me. They feel like I helped this dude, and they're right. I did help him, and I gotta live with that. And I'm living with it all the time. So I feel guilty about it, but I stopped. And that's what's important. I stopped.
Armando got a video live going on with 12 people in there, but he's got 3,000 subscribers. And he said the scams of truthless. I just seen that because I was going on my phone. But these people are funny. To do something that I was trying to do. That is really funny.
I couldn't care less how many people. I don't care how many people he has in there. The truth has never been in him.
Never.
And he doesn't care about the truth. None of it matters. He has no cause. He couldn't care less about no cyberbullying, about nothing. This guy is one of the most selfish people you're ever gonna meet. And then keep sticking around him. You'll truly find out what I found out. You'll truly find out what I found out. He don't care about nothing. Not even you, D-Truth. Not even you, bro.
He'll find out.
As sad as that sounds.
While he's walking malls for him and
he's sending him on dummy missions. The whole chat is letting him know. The whole chat was letting him know. Yo, X-Man is not in Georgia, bro. He's in North Carolina. That's not where he's at. You send this dude on a dummy mission. Don't even drive. You have to take the bus over there. On a dummy missions. But you guys will find out. You'll find out within time, I guess.
Yep, they will or they won't.
Just keep in mind, everybody, when you're in Skinny Mr. chat and you're in Armando Black chat, pay attention to the people in the chat and tell me it's not the same chat with the same BS being talked about, with the same terminology, including bullet jaw, all terminologies. Whatever Skinny's using, Mondo's using. Whatever's Mondo's using, Mr. Skinny's using. Skinny TV's, everything. They're using the same records. They're using the same terminology to go after people. They're literally the same person. And it's time for everyone to say that. Stop being afraid to see what you see. When you see it, call it out. There is no difference between the 20 East and Skinny Gang at the current moment. There is no difference. I dare you to show me a difference.
There is no difference, ass.
That was my natural pause. That was my tribute to Queen Regina. Hey, Queen, I have no issues with you, ma'am. Nobody. I have no issues with nobody. As soon as you guys realize that I've been lied upon, Sister T knows it. Everyone knows it. The only issue I ever had with a woman that it was my fault was Lonnie, and I've apologized to her left and right. I jumped into a beef with her when Lonnie was going with L. I was friends with L. This is when I was first on YouTube. Early March last year. And I learned my lesson. But besides that, I have never, ever attacked any woman. Any woman. I have no reason to.
No, you're not that type of guy. And really, I believe there's some guys on here that's really not like they're portraying themselves to be. They trying to be hard because they don't want to be the next one. And that's what's the sad part about it. You cannot stoop to the level of a bully and think that they're not going to bully you, because that's
well, you said it. You can't beat the diabolical cult leader by giving.
YouTube cult gang leader.
You can't beat him by giving, like your song says. That's not gonna do it.
We know that's not gonna do it.
When he switches up on you, I'm pretty sure if Avi was donating that big money to gamers and all this stuff, right? I'm sure she was donating to Skinny as well.
Oh, he talked about her money didn't mean nothing to him.
Exactly.
She was getting big money. She thought it did. And she knew she gave more than I did. So what am I talking about? But she was there longer than me giving. It doesn't matter. The point of it is, who mistreats somebody that gives to them like that? Who? Only somebody that's diabolical.
He already said. He said if you don't have this is the stuff that he says that you guys, people just let him have, and then no one calls him out on it, nothing. He said, quote, unless you give him $200 a month, you're not a real true supporter. You have no say. Unless you give him $200 a month, then you have no say on this channel. He doesn't want to hear anything you have to say.
And he's lying because I believe I gave him more than 200 a month.
No, I'm talking about, he's talking about just currently. Of course he's lying. But what he's trying to do to this, he's basically telling his audience, if you don't give 200 a month, you ain't shit. You're not supporting me. I don't consider you a supporter. A lot of these people are on disability, right? SSI checks. They're living paycheck to paycheck, but they're donating to this guy because they want to be a supporter. They want to be known as a supporter. And this is what he does. He plays out their heartstrings and takes people's money.
And then I'll tell you who else is the gift that keeps on giving, and that's why I said it. You did it. Yeah, you did it. She said the other night, yeah, Mr. Skinny, I remember when you were sitting in the car buying meat and stuff from them dope fiends. Okay, girl, don't you know that that's a felony, buying hot stuff? But these people admit to more crimes than anybody I know. I believe. And he like, yeah, supernova. I say, well, they are the gift that just keeps on giving.
Speaking of supernova, I'm not even about to go in on you, but why do you, when you talk, why does it seem like you're swallowing the mic when you're talking? Are you doing that on purpose? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm really not. I swear I'm not trying to be funny. It looks like, and you're doing it on purpose. I think you feel like you're trying to be the grimy news. Like you don't want to have your audio be good. That doesn't make no sense. We can't understand you. News we can't have. News we can't hear. Girl, we can't hear you. You're swallowing the mic. You're talking. You're swallowing the mic.
Maybe she's doing that on purpose because she knows that
she is. Stuff. She is swallowing it. She says she's doing it on purpose. She says it gives the show authenticity, like a rawness. I'm gonna have to disagree. If the rawness means we can't understand you, then forget the rawness. I need to know. It's name it news we can't understand, not news we can't have.
No, she knows this stuff is on video.
We don't understand it.
That's why she's doing it. So when it replays,
back the microphone up from your mouth and speak into it like a normal person.
No, you're missing it. See, she's doing it so Skinny can't say she's not doing it, but she's doing it like that so that when it's replayed, nobody can understand her and it can't come out clear. That's what she's doing. I think this is her idea. She was trying to get a niche. She was trying to do like, she was going to do a mess and then she was just going to report on it. That's what she was doing basically. But how are you going to stay out of the mess when you're aligned with you know who? And he keeps asking you to hit the panel and asking you questions, basically putting you in it. You know what I'm saying? If Skinny Mister wants you in it, you're going to be in it. You have no choice. Yep. He'll ask you to be on he's going to ask you on a panel and he's going to coerce an answer out of you that he wants. Guaranteed. So she wanted to do a different kind of content. Like not different content, but like let me stay out of the mess. Let me just report on the mess. She even changed that now. She's not doing that no more. She calling it supernovacation opinion or something. Like anyone gives a you know what about her opinion. Yeah, it's not gonna help her. And isn't it funny? None of them said anything about good Southern Gotti, the one all of them stood for at first, claiming to have copyrights to all of those songs, and she has none. They don't see that as being fraudulent. No, we're just not gonna mention her. She's the oracle. We're just gonna let it go.
You know these people? Do you know that if somebody false flags you and you lose your channel, you can sue them?
Mm-hmm.
For real, in real life, if they false flag you, right? For example, let's say false flag me would be like saying something is your copywritten material. It's not. Let's say that got you to lose your channel for whatever reason, right? Hey, you can sue that. You can sue them. And people don't understand. Like Skinny Mister. if you're false flagging, bro, and someone loses a chance, they can sue you. This guy thinks it's a joke, but he thinks he's, remember, that dummy thinks because he filed bankruptcy for something he did before, he thinks that covers him for something he's doing now. Yeah, he's an idiot. Like, what do you want me to say for someone that's that dumb?
Yes,
it covers when you file for bankruptcy, it covers the things that you've already done. It's not going to cover the things that you can do. You can't just file for bankruptcy and then go get more credit cards that you're going to be bankruptcy against. Again, that don't make no sense. You're protecting yourself from creditors from getting the things that you've already done, not the things you're still going to do.
These people, but they listen to him. You know, Skinny know a lot of stuff.
No, I think he said that as so like people, for example, like you could have been like, why am I going to sue him? He has no money. He's bankrupt. No, you're suing him for new money. The money he's making now from YouTube.
He said that because I put it on blast that he was bankrupt. And then he pretended he had said that before. Y'all remember? And T.Y. know he didn't remember.
And ladies and gentlemen, if the Hellcat is under his wife's name and no one can sue and get that, that means he can't use the Hellcat for tax write-off. You can't have it both ways. He can't say the Hellcat is my wife's, then write off the taxes on his.
No, he can't.
On his tax returns.
And they are not filing no joint tax return. I don't care what he say.
So it's either if you sue him, you can take the Hellcat because it's his, or it's not his, it's his wife's, and he can't use it for his taxes like he wants to say he does. Right? Oh, I can write this off. I can write that off. He can't. Write off what? Oh, you don't own that car. Your wife owns the car.
And if the business owned the car, his business is in the suit. But the only thing is, if he hasn't paid for the car, I ain't paying no note on no Hellcat. I don't even drive Dodges. I'm not against anybody that drive a Dodge. But that's not the car I would drive. And I don't need a car just sitting up looking like anime.
Yeah, all some of these people got to do is use some critical thinking. That's all it is, critical thinking. You can't have it both ways. And again, those are the things that frustrate me when people try to have it both ways. Oh, I don't own the Hellcat. It's not under my name. I don't own the house. It's not under my name. But hey, I'm not stupid. I got the Hellcat, so I can write it off on my taxes. Huh? You just say you don't own it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But no one was gonna say anything. Nobody.
No, they're not. Nope. They're not. They're not. He's not to be questioned. Remember, acknowledge me.
He has a new name. He's the BB Gun Don. That's his new name, the BB Gun.
Yeah, he gonna keep on, and the mob gonna get mad at him. That's going too far. The little children gonna get mad at him. That's crazy.
No, I'm saying that's the nickname I gave him, the BB Gun.
Oh, okay. I just didn't say. I thought you said
man, he wants that BB gun story gone. He don't want to talk about that. This dude robbed somebody with a BB gun. How desperate do you have to be to rob someone with a BB gun?
What got me is those dumb people in the audience. Hey, how you gonna have a BB gun? They ain't gonna take you to jail for that. Yes, they will. If that person was scared for their life and you used it, they don't care if it's real or plastic.
You can rob someone with a pencil
and go to prison.
Go to prison. You can attempted murder. You ask some people in jail. You get a pencil and stab someone with it, and then be like, and see what happens. See if you don't get attempted murder. Try to stab them in the neck with a pen, and see how that works out for you in court.
And that's not because we're lawyers, but we look at TV too. And we look at true TV. We look at court cases. But them people, they were just saying some of the most stupid stuff while he was trying to, dispel what the guy said. But I knew when that guy read that letter that he wrote trying to get moved, saying his mother didn't even have a car. I knew then that that's real information, and he knows it too.
Oh, it's real information. Like, he didn't debunk it. He would have said, he said, yeah. When he said, yeah, I'm not gonna say it was mine. Somebody was saying how one of the COs wrote in one of his evaluations that he was going by his cell and he smelled a sweet aroma. And then he asked, "What's going on in there?" He said, "It's not mine."
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, straight
That's
rat.
when they was making the hooch.
Straight rat. That's what they were doing.
Yep, that's what he said. And all he said is, who cares about that prison paper stuff? Boy, you know that's real. Who knows about your prison paper stuff?
Oh, y'all are talking about something that happened 20 years ago? What?
And that's what Rainey kept saying. But, when they arrest you and you got a 20-year criminal history, they go back 20 years.
So ridiculous.
You can commit a crime when you are 20 and don't commit another crime till you're 60.
It don't matter.
40-year history.
It's your history.
They're going to say you have a 40-year history. What you have done.
Yes,
of being a criminal. And you only did something when you was 20 and when you was 60.
If you're telling me to you 20 years might be the past, to me yesterday's the past. Yes. Man, why are we talking about the past? That's so old. I'm a changed man. From last week. Why are we talking about the past? No, you don't get to pick and choose. When you're out here judging people, right? And you're putting stories on people 20, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, and you're acting like it happened yesterday. And then what makes you think that your stuff can't be used? You know what I'm saying? Your old history can't be used. Like, what makes you think that?
It can be used. It can be used. So, on that note, we will get ready to wrap it up and say that we have said all we wanted to say. We just wanted to point out some things that seem to be a little strange. How people have no issue with the liars lying. And I tell the truth, and they call me a liar.
Watch the attacks on me. Watch how many videos are made about me tomorrow and later today, and watch how the attacks on me get more and more. Because I'm gonna start coming back up here again. Now I'm gonna keep it the way it is. I'm not talking about people. I'm just sharing my opinion on what's going on. That's it.
And he has the floor to do that.
I have every right to share my opinion on I've been in this sector just as long as a lot of people, and I have a voice just as much as everyone else, and no one's going to shut me up. I'm not doing anything wrong. You can send whatever you want to my job. I'm allowed to be here. I'm not on here during my job. I'm doing nothing wrong. And have at it. Make sure when you call, you give your name, so I can have my attorneys reach out to you. I'm being dead serious. You're gonna falsely call, and you're gonna have to prove these things from now on. I'm tired of you guys. I'm tired of it.
Jumping in the mud for somebody that don't care anything about you.
I'm gonna be up here sharing my opinion. If my opinion bothers you, don't listen. That simple. If I'm saying something that's not real, that's not true, debunk what I'm saying. Rebuttal me. Get on your stuff, say it. Get on your channel, say it. I'll hear what you're saying. I'll get on Toothless and I'll say it mine. And let the best man win or woman win as far as YouTube is concerned. And I challenged any person here to call me out on one lie that I said.
Same year, please. I still would like to know what I've done to any of you all. I haven't heard. I'd still like to know who in Amando's family did I dox. I still would like to know that. When did I do it? Where did I do it? How did I do it? What did I do?
I have the right, exactly. I have the right to my opinion. If you think I slandered you, or what's the other one I'm looking for? Defame your character some way, somehow, sue me. You have my information. Sue me. End the story. But I'm gonna be on here whenever I feel like it, whenever Toothless will allow me, and that's that. I may come back Wednesday. I may come back in 5 months. I may come back in 3 weeks. It's gonna be totally up to me and Toothless and nobody else.
Nobody else?
Nobody else. It's not gonna be because you said something I need to rebuttal, and it's not gonna be because I need to say something right away. It's gonna be whenever I'm ready, and Toothless allows me. And Toothless is my I guess my I'm gonna have to, in order for me to go on, I'm gonna have to explain to her what I want to say. And if I'm trying to say something stupid, guess who's gonna tell me you ain't saying this?
That's me.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. So this is it is good that I don't have a channel. By the way, I have been tempted once or twice to press the like button and say something stupid, right? But knowing I have to go to Toothless and explain to her why I'm saying what I'm saying, I started realizing, well, is it really? It's not worth it. It's not even bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Now that when I think about it like that, it's not even worth it.
It's not.
And the only reason why I came up to this tonight, is to make the point one last time about how everyone was up in arms about Toothless recording, but I'm hearing crickets about Skinny's recording. That's the point I came up here to make. But go ahead, Toothless. Go ahead. Let's wrap up the show.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm going to play my little songs again, and I'm going to play a couple of favorites, and we're going to say good night. I want to thank everybody for being here with me. Tariq, again, I thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I sure love Sister T super chat drop. I've been trying to come up with me some kind of drop or something like that. That is really good. I like that. But I want to thank everybody for the likes. We have 37 likes. If anybody forgot to hit the like button, please hit the like button. Oh, we got 38 now. Please hit the like button on your way out. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, when I get through playing the music, as you all know, I'll be leaving the Tiger's Den. So who all enjoy the music, stay and enjoy it. And if not, we'll see you, or I will for sure, on Wednesday, if all is well. Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, S, and thank you so much for coming up, as you always do, and bring sunshine to the show. I appreciate that.
Anytime. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Solisha. Thank you, Maria, for sticking with us. I've seen you three in the chat still. Thank you, guys. I will catch you, everyone, later. Thanks, Toothless.
Okay, see ya, S.
See ya.
Okay, everybody, let me just write my little good night up here. Hopefully they'll get our little emojis right, because they're all messed up. I used to love the little pink hand and the little heart. That beautiful music you're listening to is Know Thyself. And I love it because I know myself. I want to thank Tariq.
Phase. Just to remove the excess water. Now she's coming This out. Is how you do it. Thank you.
Let me take you back to my elementary school days. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do anything to these people. But I'm being bullied anyway. We will stop the bullying. And it starts with me. My new hashtag, not me. I am telling you, I'm not going. Not me, Skinny. You're the worst man I'll ever know. There's no way I could ever go. No way. Look at the fat woman with no teeth. No way. I'm going without you. We're going to court together. And I hope you stay free. I'm going. And you going with me. Ooh, with me. You're going with me. Ooh, skinny. Ooh, skinny. Ooh, skinny. You're gonna go with me. Ooh, ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing. There is little skinny mister and his underboss muddy black. They be lying up front and recording you in the back. From a hit the cash app to make the haters mad. Through your super chats, they would have stolen all you had. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Ha! Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Ha! Make sure you have expert timing. YouTube fighting. Hands and feet, fast as lightning. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. Here we go. Hey, there's a whole lot of bullying going on YouTube. A lot of screenshotting and stalking and harassing. There was this guy named Mundo. He used to say he stood with me against bullying until he decided to take my campaign and turn it into a movement for We Stand and two other women that he and the WWE tag team partner that he shares used to bully. I said, no, thank you. And I walked away. But while I was there, I noticed he find out information against people that he say he was against. And the next thing we know, we heard all of this stuff about their families. They call it something. What is it? Doxing? Oh, beep, 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 beep. No doxing, Mondo. Beep, beep. No doxing on YouTube. Beep, 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 beep. No doxing, Mondo. Beep, 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 beep. No doxing on YouTube. Beep, 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 beep. It seems like you want to really be a part of something great. If you want to be a part of the lawsuit, have your attorney to contact me. I present myself. Or just wait until I decide to add you to the suit. You can do it however you choose. But just remember, LexisNexis is not affiliated with YouTube. And you didn't get from just anywhere. So it's going to be interesting with you and the organization as you explain all of this doxing. Beep, 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 beep. You can't beat skinny giving, no matter how hard you try. He'll keep on messing up, do or die. He has minions in the chat that told me what he's doing. You keep on dodging. Thank you, super hostification, 'cause you can't beat skinny giving, do or die. You can keep dodging and dodging and dodging and dodging, no matter how hard you try. But we will meet in the federal court. That ain't no lie. You can't beat skinny giving. Thank you, super hostification. You did it. Yeah, you did it. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. You see, Cheryl will do what she said she will do. She will stand by her word and see it through. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. There just ain't one. There just ain't one weapon, no. You see, I'm the weapon. And I do what I say I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.